Station. Guaranteed human.
Can't find AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Hi there. Welcome. How are you? We're here. John Kobylt Show. We're on from 3 to 6. After 6 o'clock, we become a podcast. John Kobylt Show on demand. Same as the radio show. And we are live on YouTube again. Subscribe, become a member. YouTube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. YouTube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. And tomorrow at 11 a.m., I know you have nothing to do. Just be like a government worker. Don't bother to work. Just tune on. Go to YouTube. We're going to be doing a special live stream at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you are invited. We'd like to see you there. It is hard to believe. Usually, when you suffer like the biggest trauma in your life and you're responsible for it, you would do, I think, anything to avoid making the exact same mistake again. If you're a politician and you are barely surviving the biggest mistake of your life, would you, in the middle of your reelection campaign, make exactly the same mistake that puts you in so much trouble? But we're talking Karen Bass here. And astonishingly, she did for the Boyle Heights fire exactly what she did for the Palisades fire. Was warned, was told. In this case, the fire was already underway. She still boarded a plane and went to Chicago to attend another presidential event. I mean, history repeating itself, obviously. So with the Palisades, she got days of warnings, got on a plane and went to Ghana to watch the president get inaugurated. Here, the fire was already happening. She gets on a plane and goes to Obama's opening of his big, fat, ugly presidential library, which really ought to be torn down. I mean, that is a blight on America. The ugliest building I've ever seen. But she goes. In both cases, very well dressed. I believe she had a red dress, did she not?
Oh, yeah, she did.
In Ghana. Now she had this white ensemble that she was wearing in Chicago.
Well, you don't want her to look bad, do you? I mean, she needs to represent us.
She's wearing our tax money well. She comes back to Los Angeles because by Saturday, the fire is like completely out of control, and we are all getting overwhelmed with toxic smoke.
As I still cough.
You have a little bit of a cloud that hovers over you every time you exhale.
I know.
I'm not making this up. On Saturday, after she got back, she was asked if people should be concerned about the air quality. Quote, not to the extent that it requires a mandatory evacuation. And then she adds, no, the air is not dangerous. She actually said that. I don't know if there's audio of this. No, the air is not dangerous. Wow. She is incredibly stupid and incredibly dense to the point where she's self-destructive. To go off on a plane twice to drink, to go to cocktail parties. Both times, something big is burning in Los Angeles. She's drinking because she wants to feel important among other political luminaries. Okay, so she flat out says the air is not dangerous. For an opposing point of view, we will go to the people that progressives always like to go to, and that's the experts, right? We'll go to the experts. Los Angeles Times covered this. They got 3 reporters, Tony Briscoe, Corey McNair, Mac Basinger. They contacted quite a few experts. So on the one side, you got Karen Bass saying, no, the air is not dangerous. On the other side, you have Will Barrett, Assistant Vice President for Clean Air Policy at the American Lung Association. There is no safe level of exposure to particle pollution. Soot can be deadly. The charred microscopic particles can travel deep into a person's lungs and bloodstream. You hear this?
Yes, I'm very worried.
Causing swelling, triggering heart attacks and strokes.
Oh, no.
Are your lungs swelling?
Yes.
People aren't just being exposed for hours, according to the Times. They've been exposed for days. In Boyle Heights, East Los Angeles, Maywood, Montebello, Bell. That's according to the South Coast Air Quality Management District. But Karen Bass, no, the air is not dangerous. Let's talk to Dr. Afif El Hassan. Dr. Afif, pediatrician with Kaiser Permanente. His quote: there are some pollutants where just breathing in a little bit can cause some serious issues. He's concerned about the particle pollution, carbon monoxide, volatile organic compounds, chemical gases from incinerated insulation. Incinerated insulation. I think if you inhale enough, it affects your speech.
I know.
Plastics and paint. Yeah, burning paint, burning plastics, and God knows what that insulation is made from. It's thick, it burns slowly, and when you have a 500,000 square foot cooler, you got a lot of insulation there. Dr. Afif goes on. Those chemicals can cause irritation in the lungs, long-term lung damage. They can even cause cancer. I worry about the children because children breathe in more air per volume of their body than adults do, and they're more active. People need to remember, if you're healthy, these chemicals are going to put you at risk. Anyone is in danger. We have another expert, Jill Johnson, Associate Professor of Environmental and Occupational Health, UC Irvine. That it's gone on for 6 days matters. The longer the exposure time, the more of a dose you're getting, the more potential chemicals you're inhaling. So you're going to be increasing a potential risk. In fact, they don't even know what city fires do to the lungs because there aren't that many of them. And there are chemicals here that you don't find in a wildfire, obviously. And according to the Times, a fire like this can leave people with no good choices. You can stay home with an air filter, but homes do need fresh air. You need something to run through the filter, and a fire can make that impossible. And there's a woman named Jane Williams, Executive Director of California Communities Against Toxics. She says the LA Fire Department and city officials who try to downplay health risks here from the smoke and decided against evacuating these areas are wrong. They always underwarn, they under-evacuate, they bring people back too fast. Now, I remember, I was here when 9/11 happened, but I remember when the World Trade Centers came crashing down. Huge fire, all sorts of smoke and debris and soot. And you should look up how many police and firefighters suffered all kinds of bizarre lung diseases that you've never heard of that killed them. Huge number of deaths. And I remember the head of the EPA at the time, because Bush had just taken over, was Christine Todd Whitman, former governor of New Jersey, who I knew a little bit because Ken and I started in Jersey. She was on our show a number of times back then. And she came out publicly and said that the air is safe. She actually did.
I don't understand how somebody like that can say the air is safe. We're not, we aren't professionals in air quality. You can't just say, oh yeah, it's safe.
She's a smart woman. I liked her, but I guess she was under so much pressure. I don't know, self-imposed or from other forces. I don't know. But she came out and said, don't worry, the air is safe. And you ended up with many, many, many firefighters and police officers dying, and God knows who else who took her seriously. She was completely wrong, and years later, she admitted that she deeply regrets that. It was the biggest blunder of her life. So you cannot trust politicians, especially Karen Bass, who is I'm running out of adjectives, a complete, absolute failure. She doesn't know Nobody knows what's in that what kind of toxins. We don't know what elements are in the factory. We don't know what the insulation is made of, the refrigeration, the refrigerants, the plastics, the everything. You burn metal. How could she be so stupid? Just say, I don't know. Just tell people to get out until we figure this thing out.
They don't want panic. But we're not stupid.
They always do. That's the same thing with 9/11. They didn't want panic. Stop it. They'd rather
just be honest. Just be honest. I love what you said. Just say, I don't know. We have to figure that out. It's too soon to know. We have air quality officials that will be investigating, but we don't know. But you should probably want to wear a mask or stay inside.
Yeah.
If you can.
And if you can get out, you got to get out, because whatever it costs you to get out and stay at a cheap motel is going to be far less than have a horrible lung disease. You can't believe what those firefighters and police officers and others suffered coming out of New York City.
Okay, John, you're scaring us all.
Yeah, well, I want to panic people. I'm so disgusted by her ignorance, her arrogance, her egoism. It's just purely for her ego. She's so incompetent. She's dangerous. She's killed a lot of people, and she's poisoning people. She doesn't know. All right, more coming up. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Well, speaking of that fire, firefighters are still working to contain it. They're hoping that it's going to be out by Friday. 2 more people have been arrested in connection with a plot to attack the UFC 250 event at the White House. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, heading over to the 405 next.
If you could go back and buy oil before the whole world depended on it, you would do it, right? So what are you waiting for? Silver powers AI, electric vehicles, and the entire energy shift. And most people still haven't figured it out. And that's how this works. And by the time everyone agrees, you're already too late. And don't be the guy who said, well, I saw it coming. Get ahead of it. The only place I recommend is noblegoldinvestments.com. Noblegoldinvestments.com. Mention my name, get a free silver coin with a qualified account. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Sunny tomorrow, high 70s to the 90s. This report brought to you by CummonsRecall.com. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Slow on the 405 in West LA.
We're looking at the southbound side, and it looks like delays here are starting up right around Sunset Boulevard, taking you all the way to the 710 freeway. Also in that adjacent area, Carson. Earlier crash on the 91 eastbound just before Avalon. Only the 2 right lanes are open for travel. This is due to a crash involving a couple of cars that flipped over. I was just looking at the Caltrans cameras, and they've got the tow trucks on the scene. So things should be wrapping up here shortly. But until then, that drive is loading up from the 110 freeway, and traffic is backing up onto Artesia Boulevard all the way from Normandy Avenue. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
This July 4th, celebrate with America 250 at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum hosted by Queen Latifah. See performances from major artists including Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins, patriotic tributes, and kick off Giving 4th to make it the largest day of giving. And now, listen for the chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join this landmark celebration. No purchase necessary. For official rules, visit iheart.com/rules.
Attention Ram owners. Complete Recall 67A. Get $500 and a chance to win a getaway to Miami for 2 to see the final race of the season. Plus, meet Brendan Butterbean Queen. Learn more and schedule at CummonsRecall.com.
This report is sponsored by Viome. You wouldn't take someone else's prescription, so why take somebody else's supplements? Viome starts with a simple at-home test, then creates custom biotics and nutrients based specifically for your body. Personalized nutrition starts here. Go to Viome.com. Use code RADIO today.
Hey, y'all, it's Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. If you're still drinking and bathing in your city's harsh tap water, it is time to upgrade to a Life Source whole house water system. It's the essential home appliance. And right now, during their summer special, LifeSource is paying your sales tax. That's up to $1,000 off a new system, but only through July 4th. Call their factory today at 1-800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
Clean out your closet, donate your clothes, and earn rewards with Trashy. Send your clothes somewhere better and get cash back on every bag. Get unlimited take-back bags all year for just $48. Trashy. Clean out, donate, earn.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Just Food for Dogs, the #1 vet-recommended fresh dog food. Made right here in L.A.
If your supplement routine requires a spreadsheet, we need to talk. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create precision supplements and a nutrition-based plan designed for your body. No guesswork, just science. Viome.com. Use code RADIO. That's Viome.com. Use code RADIO today.
Have you tried Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro but still feel stuck? Many patients lose some weight on injections only to plateau while still struggling with obesity, sleep apnea, reflux, diabetes, or joint pain. Plus, monthly medication costs can add up, and many people regain weight after stopping treatment. West Medical's bariatric surgery might just provide the long-term solution you've been looking for. Schedule your free consultation at 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
What if your next vacation was Hawaii? One lucky Perks Pass community member could win airfare and a beautiful Hilton Grand Vacations villa. Enter at PerksPass.com. Then help shape what's next in the Perks Pass community. PerksPass.com. Enter today.
Tim Conway Jr.
The suspect was taken into custody in downtown LA after crashing head-on into another vehicle in a McDonald's drive-thru.
There was people waiting in line at McDonald's, and he flew into the drive-thru going the wrong way.
Tomorrow night, 6 to 10 on KFI AM 640.
And by the way, why aren't the first windows being used anymore?
Yeah.
There's nobody there anymore, and it's confusing, and they say drive up to the first window. Is that the first one you come up on, or is it the first window? I don't know.
More stimulating talk.
I've been hearing for decades that the markets can solve climate change. Today, we have more incentives for market solutions than ever, and emissions are rising. On this season of Drilled, Carbon Cowboys, the story of 3 market solutions colliding in one multinational boondoggle.
You got to give Bruce and the guys credit. They're Republicans. They don't give a money to this now.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Drilled and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
England has a chance to win its group today, and Declan Rice says the team is focused on the task at hand.
We want to go into tomorrow knowing that we're going to be, full throttle, ready to go, want to win the game, and we also know that the position that puts us in.
England taking on Ghana in Boston. A win plus a Panama loss or draw against Croatia would clinch Group L for England with a game to spare.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. How is this smoke from the Boyle Heights affecting your lungs? We have the best doctor in the world, Dr. Ray Kasheri, coming on at 6 p.m. to tell you how it's affecting you. You got to be here today at 6 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show. We are on from 3 to 6 every day. Moist line is 877-MOIST-86. 877-MOIST-86. So use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. Bill Essayli is coming on right after Deborah's 3:30 news. He announced 10 arrests, $270 million in fraudulent claims to Medi-Cal. One guy in the Valley charged with $27 million of hospice care Medicare fraud. How about that? Wait till you see what they were spending it on. You could probably guess. I mentioned before that Karen Bass bolted after the fire started last week to go to Chicago to be part of the drinking party for Obama's new building. And she left the fire behind, comes back and tells everybody the air is not dangerous. And every single person in the health industry that the LA Times called said, well, no, that's not true. This could be really dangerous. just breathing in the smoke for a little while. And it just reminded me how after 9/11, the Bush administration, the EPA head, Christine Todd Whitman, came out and assured everybody that all the foul air coming out of the World Trade Center disaster was okay to breathe. You want to know how bad it was? 2,974 people died directly in the 9/11 attacks. 2,974. 4,343 survivors and first responders have died in the years since from diseases that they got from inhaling the toxic smoke. So about 50% more died from inhaling the toxic smoke than died when the Trade Center crashed down on their heads. 4,343 additional people. Most people don't even know that. And then they have a list. There's this website you can go to, asbestos.com, yeah. Because people will be dying for years. Mesothelioma, when asbestos burns, you may have heard, and the particles get into your lungs, they sit there, and you could be in your 70s. And then you start getting that kind of disease. You like all this stuff. I'm giving you stuff to fear.
I have enough stuff. I don't need more.
And then they have the list of the top 10 cancers, 10 most common cancers among 9/11 first responders. Non-melanoma skin cancer, prostate cancer, melanoma, lymphoma, thyroid, lung, kidney, leukemia, colon, bladder. And they get all this from, and there's even a chart here showing, how long it takes for all this stuff to kill you. I'll send you a link.
No, I get the picture.
Yeah. So it's incredibly dangerous. The government always lies, or they're just so stupid and ignorant. Of course, the Bush administration was filled with stupid and ignorance. And the Bass and her people have really taken it to it, created an art form out of it, stupidity and ignorance. Now, later on, maybe next hour, we're going to get into the lawsuit that Kristin Crowley filed today against Karen Bass. She has sued Bass for defamation. This is separate from her claim against the city for being fired wrongfully. This is a personal lawsuit. And Crowley says Bass left town. Two big lies, and there's many of them, and I'll go through the list of lies later. But she left town and did not tell anybody that she was going to Ghana. There was no key person in the administration who knew that Bass had disappeared. And secondly, Crowley says in the lawsuit that Bass absolutely knew of the extreme wind and fire danger. That when she went on television and said that she didn't know, total lie. I'll go through the list of lies, according to Kristin Crowley, in her defamation lawsuit against Karen Bass. Every time I think we have the worst mayor in history or the worst governor in history, then somebody comes up and goes, no. I'm going to be the worst mayor in history. I really thought Garcetti was one of the worst things I'd ever seen. And he was. Bass is actually worse. When we come back, Bill Essayli on the massive fraud in Medicare, Medi-Cal claims right here in Los Angeles. Dr. Oz did a press conference today about it. We'll tell you everything. Deborah Mark Live, KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Firefighters are still working to contain that fire at the warehouse in Boyle Heights. ABC's Melissa Adams says it's affecting air quality in parts of East LA, as you've been hearing John talk about.
Several LA summer schools forced to relocate due to poor air quality. Officials handing out air purifiers to residents as they're encouraged to stay indoors and mask up.
LA Fire Chief Jamie Moore says he hopes to have the fire out by Friday. 2 more people have been arrested in connection with a plot to attack the UFC 250 event at the White House. The men are from Missouri and Washington. 7 people are now charged in the case. Prosecutors say the guy from Missouri accepted a $1,200 cash payment from a co-conspirator in Nebraska and provided him with a pump-action shotgun during an in-person meeting June 12th, 2 days before the UFC event. The guy also sent $100 to a man from California for his drive to Washington, D.C. The news is brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite. The family of a teenager who was shot and killed by police in Santa Ana has filed a lawsuit against the city. Cops say they responded to a call from a man who said his girlfriend's 15-year-old son had a knife and was under the influence and was vandalizing their apartment. The teen wouldn't drop the knife when officers told him to and was shot. But his mother, Maribel Machaca, says he wasn't posing a threat.
He did not deserve to die the way he did. He was a loving child. He had plans, he had a future, that he wanted to become a mechanic.
The shooting happened earlier this month. A pair of paddleboarders looking for a shark near Santa Barbara became the hunted ones.
A drone spotted the great white tracking Kayla Ross and a friend. They were actually looking for the shark Sunday after hearing about a sighting in the area. An uncle used the drone to help guide the pair in the right direction. The pair, who were sharing a paddleboard, were heading back to shore thinking they'd missed out on spotting the shark when the uncle messaged them that he saw something and to hurry back. The drone footage showed a shark a bit longer than the paddleboard stalking them. Ross said she'd do it again and hopefully find an even bigger shark. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Parts of Western Europe are dealing with extreme heat. ABC's James Longman says heat warnings have been issued in the UK and France, and there are health alerts in dozens of cities from Germany to Italy.
Most of Europe doesn't really do air conditioning. We know at least 40 people have died since Thursday alone, among them, sadly, 2 young children who were left in the back of a hot car. But the majority have died drowning, swimming in unsupervised water.
The National Weather Agency, Meteo France, says temperatures are expected to peak between 104 and 107 through the end of the week. And talk about a crappy camping experience.
A man is recovering after falling into a toilet at a campsite in Fresno County. Officials say the guy was trying to retrieve his sunglasses that he had dropped into a vault toilet, which is basically a more modern outhouse, when he fell in. He was stuck in the toilet at Camp Edison at Shaver Lake for about 15 minutes Saturday before first responders were able to get him out. He was able to walk away after being hosed down by firefighters. Officials say he had to be decontaminated and is expected to be okay. No word on whether he got the sunglasses back. Amy King, KFI News.
We're going to the 118 next.
That is so disgusting.
I know. Can you imagine?
He's going to have rashes for the rest of his life. Oh, God. You want him coming? That's his wife? Oh, you're not coming back in bed here?
No. I would have, I don't know what I would do.
You know about Byrna because I keep telling you. Byrna, Byrna, is offering $100 off the Byrna LE Gen 2. Byrna.com. That's where you go to get your Byrna while supplies last. Byrna.com. I'll explain what it is if you don't know. You might already own a gun. But if you pull the trigger, you now have a lot of financial, legal, and emotional issues to deal with. There's a smarter option. According to an FBI statistic, less than 0.01% of all altercations require a lethal response. So you might have a safety plan that includes a gun, but that's necessary way less than 1% of the time. With a Byrna launcher, no permits or background checks, it has powerful deterrents like tear gas and kinetic rounds, a 60-foot range, and one shot can incapacitate attackers for up to 40 minutes. Byrna is offering $100 off the Byrna LE Gen 2. Byrna.com, Byrna. Get yours while supplies last. Byrna.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Low clouds and fog back again in the morning, then sunny. Highs upper 70s and 80s, Metro LA. Low to mid 90s in the valleys, upper 80s and 90s, and windy in the high desert. Low 70s at the beaches, around to 80 inland OC. Upper 80s to mid 90s and windy in the IE. Right now, 77 in Laguna Woods, 81 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Stuff on the 118 in Pacoima.
Heads up for this debris all over the place on the eastbound 118 coming up on Glen Oaks. That's where the 2 right lanes are affected. A bunch of bags of horse feed. So not sure if it's hay or pellets, but it's all over the place. Delays loading up away from Sepulveda Boulevard out to Carson for that 91 eastbound coming up on Avalon Boulevard. That's the scene of an earlier crash where 2 cars flipped over. I'm just looking at the Caltrans cameras right now, and it looks like they've just about wrapped it up. It may be that far left lane that remains off limits, but that looks like it's going to reopen anytime. Tow trucks have come and gone, and It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right lanes are open. So they're just waiting to reopen that left lane. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
The next 3 years, LA will welcome the world with major events unmatched by any destination. This moment is bigger than sports. It's about the impact on our communities, businesses, and people. With the help of the Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission foundational partners, Amgen, Archer Aviation, Kaiser Permanente, LA Tourism, and Metro, we're investing in the LA community and inspiring civic pride. Together, let's show the world why we love LA. To learn more about the FIFA World Cup coming this June, visit LosAngelesFWC26.com.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
Check out AMCO's multiple financing options, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow.
AA MCO.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
L&K's Therapy Thursday is now a podcast. Secrets, betrayal, relationship drama, it's all there. Binge the episodes now on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. L&K's Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles. This June, pay nothing until 2028 with American Vision Windows. Visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
What if this weekend was different? What if you didn't just live with stress or anxiety? What if you actually did something about it? What if you could change your life in just 2 days? You can. At the Dianetics Seminar, based on Dianetics, the modern science of mental health, you'll learn and apply powerful techniques designed to free yourself from emotional and physical burdens holding you back. It's hands-on, and you'll put the tools to work immediately. In a single weekend, you can relieve stress, reduce anxiety, and take charge of your mental health. Make this the weekend that changes everything. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
KFI.
It's fun, but also factual.
The information, the way they give it, the format, it's all really good.
KFI is the most honest. The other stations, they do a lot of political correct nonsense.
You guys rock.
It's everyday consistency, current news.
I love KFI because they tell it like it is.
They take shots at everyone.
Oh, you like listening to boring stuff? No, listen to KFI 640. I love KFI. I love listening to them.
KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We're on from 3 to 6. Podcast released just after 6 on the iHeart app. We're live on YouTube now, live on YouTube, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. You can subscribe or become a member. And we got a special live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m., so you should be there and watch that. Bill Essayli is coming on with us, the first assistant U.S. attorney here for the Central District of Los Angeles, and he's been giving us periodic fraud reports as Dr. Oz, who runs the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services in Washington, and the Department of Justice, they have teamed up and found a mind-boggling amount of fraud. 2 cases. One woman involved Christina Marilek of Whittier, $270 million in fake Medi-Cal claims. And then this guy, and his name is Oren Shacker. He and his partner, Abraham Shin, $27 million. They were stealing identities of dead people. Let's get Bill Essayli on. Bill, thank you for coming on again.
Hey, John. Always good to be back.
Let me talk to you about this Oren Shacker and Abraham Shin. They're stealing identities from dead people and doing what?
So it's actually pretty egregious. But just for context, this was part of what we announced today was a national healthcare fraud takedown. So we've announced that we are charging 455 defendants across the country in healthcare fraud cases, and it represents about $6.5 billion in fraud. So that's what the Department of Justice announced today. Part of those cases are the ones you just mentioned. So those are two of the cases that are in this national healthcare fraud takedown.
Based here in LA.
Yeah.
These cases are LA area cases.
Yeah, we had about 10 defendants in our area as part of that national takedown. So what they did is really interesting. This guy operated a bunch of fraudulent hospices. He got licenses, again, state of California. They hand these things out like cupcakes. So this guy had 4 fraudulent hospices he was operating. His partner would broker dead people's social security number, personal information from a lady who works at a mortuary. So the lady at the mortuary would get paid to give them the personal information of the dead people they were processing there. And then they would go and backdate and bill Medicare for hospice services that were never provided to these dead people. That's what they were doing.
I could never imagine that lady at the mortuary would be selling the data to the Medicare scam guy.
Well, if you're he was paying her like $2,000 to $3,000 a pop per lead, and then he's billing for tens of thousands of dollars worth of hospice services, and he's running 4 fraudulent hospices, so he's got plenty of organizations to run these numbers through. You can see how the numbers can rack up pretty quickly.
But Kevin Newsom said he already closed down the offending hospices years ago, and that there is no fraud going on.
He's a liar. Let me tell you what he's doing. He put in a moratorium. So he says, we're not going to give out any new hospice licenses. Here's the problem. They've already given out thousands. So there's already plenty of fraudulent hospices out there that are operating. So what Dr. Oz is doing is he's with his team looking for red flags with some of the way these people are billing, and then he's shutting off their access to the Medicare system. That's being done independently of California. In addition, the California's own auditors have said California needs to pass emergency regulations to crack down on fraudulent hospice operators and medical providers. That was supposed to be passed January of this year. For some reason, Newsom's office pulled those regulations. They refused to pass them. I don't know why. Nobody knows why. It's really suspicious. But he's not even enacting the recommendations from his own auditor. So I don't understand why they don't want to work with us or just work with their auditor to basically make it harder for the fraudsters to get the money in the first place. What he will do is say, well, we care about fraud and we're going after fraudsters. Yeah, he'll take credit for our work once we've done it, but we don't want the fraudsters to get the money in the first place because we'll never get all the money back. Ever.
What's the benefit for him to be so obstinate? I don't understand. He's running for president. He should be on your team.
I think, number one, he doesn't want to give the administration any credit for doing anything right. And so I don't know if he thinks this makes it look like we're being successful, productive, whatever. He doesn't want to give us the win. And then also, there's billions of dollars going out to a lot of, whether it's NGOs in the homeless space or these medical providers. And I think a lot of them are their friends. And I'm not necessarily saying they know the fraudsters, but there's a lot of people in that industry that are political allies of these people. So they don't want to do anything to make it harder for these groups to access the money. They want as much money to get out the government door as quickly as possible. And then they call it pay and chase. So get the billions out, get it out there, and then we'll go chase after any of the fraudulent actors. So they don't want to make it harder for people to get money. That's the bottom line.
Then we have the case of Christina Maralik of Whittier. This is a $270 million scheme involving Medi-Cal and prescription drugs. Give us some details about this particular case.
So that's actually related to a case we charged previously. You may remember a guy named Paul Randall. He pled guilty in March to this scheme. So she was one of the people assisting him. So we indicted her in this week's announcement. But that case, if you recall, this is where they were billing Medi-Cal. Again, this is a system run by the state of California, Medi-Cal, for medication that was unnecessary, unneeded. What this guy did is he figured out a vulnerability in the system California, for whatever reason, was upgrading their website payment processing system. And so they removed the requirement to have pre-authorizations before submitting a bill. So this guy found this loophole, and within 11 months, he submitted $270 million worth of fraudulent invoices. And the state of California transferred him about $200 million in cash.
Really? $200
yeah.
million in cash?
Well, wired. I mean, yeah, they wired it to his account.
Wow.
So they wired him the money, no questions asked, because they suspended this fraud prevention thing. And I don't know. I don't understand why. They were upgrading their website. They have something. So this is our problem with the state of California. Sure, once we catch the fraudsters, they're all about, oh, fraud's bad. But it's whether it's the incompetence or the recklessness of the way California does business is what's allowing these fraudsters to get massive, massive amounts of money. And again, whether it's in the homeless space or the healthcare space or any other space, California is the fraudster's paradise. That's why I call it that. They make it easy. They roll out the red carpet, whether it's election fraud, homeless fraud, whatever. They roll out the red carpet to make it easy for the fraudsters to get away with these things.
It's overwhelming. It's impossible to keep up with. Bill, thanks very much for coming on. When we come back, we're going to play some of Dr. Oz's comments about all this. Wait till you see the percentage of cases here in California. Bill, great work. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Bill Essayli, the first assistant U.S. Attorney, Central District, and another set of huge busts, hundreds of millions of dollars in fraud that the Newsom administration facilitated. Somebody's getting some big kickbacks, but that's another investigation that's going on. We are going to tell you about what Dr. Oz said about just how Los Angeles really is the capital of Medicare and Medicaid fraud for the entire nation by far. Play that for you. When we return, we got Deborah Marcus live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. LA fire officials are hoping to have that big warehouse fire in Boyle Heights put out in a few days. The LA City Council has directed the city attorney to draft an ordinance aimed at reinstating a ban on oil drilling. We'll have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 10 next.
The accident attorneys at Sweet James know that time heals all wounds, but that's only partly true. When you're hurt in an accident, you should know the legal system is rigged. Yeah, like everything else. You need somebody who knows that system inside and out with the level of experience and care to fight for you when billion-dollar insurance companies refuse to help you. Don't fight alone. Your attorneys at Sweet James will walk beside you and tell your story and make them listen and deliver results that send the insurance companies a message and help you get the maximum compensation and justice you deserve. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, call your accident attorneys at Sweet James. You pay no costs, no fees until they win. Call them at 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-MILLION, 800-9-000-000. They have an office in L.A., sweetjames.com.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Slow on the 10 in Santa Monica.
It's the eastbound side that's loading up all the way from looks like just about Lincoln. You've got a tough drive ahead just before the 405. A stalled car has been pulled into the center divider, but the drive remains slow across Mid-City all the way to the 5 in Boyle Heights. Elysian Park, a crash on the 5 southbound is Stadium Way, blocking the 2 left lanes. That drive is loading up away from Colorado. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Fox One.
Some of the brightest college stars in recent history will hear their names called tonight during the NBA draft. The Clippers will pick 5th while the Lakers go on the clock at 25. The Dodgers are going for a second straight win in Minnesota, while the Angels take the diamond tonight for a rematch with Baltimore. Rams training camp just over a month away now. Players will report to Loyola Marymount University on July 25th. I'm Frank Aaron.
The excitement of the FIFA World Cup is now streaming live on Fox One, the official English streaming platform to catch every unforgettable moment. Fox One brings the action straight to your screen, so you never miss a goal. Download Fox One and experience the FIFA World Cup live.
This report is sponsored by Habit.
The new $5 Gotta Have It wraps. the chicken Caesar, the chicken avocado ranch, or the barbecue chicken, all wrapped up in a freshly toasted tortilla. The new $5 Gotta Have It wraps. Have it fresh like that. Limited time only. Price and participation varies. Tax extra. Terms at haveitburger.com.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
What if your next vacation was Hawaii? One lucky Perks Pass community member could win airfare and a beautiful Hilton Grand Vacations villa. Enter at PerksPass.com. Then help shape what's next in the Perks Pass community. PerksPass.com. Enter today.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
I thought those were good for me.
What's healthy for one person may cause inflammation for another. So how do you know what your body actually needs? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements.
Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase.
Clean out your closet, donate your clothes, and earn rewards with Trashy. Send your clothes somewhere better and get cash back on every bag. Get unlimited take-back bags all year for just $48. Trashy. Clean out, donate, earn.
This July 4th, celebrate with America 250 at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum hosted by Queen Latifah. See performances from major artists including Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins, patriotic tributes, and kick off Giving Forth to make it the largest day of giving. And now, listen for the chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join this landmark celebration. No purchase necessary. For official rules, visit iHeart.com/rules.
iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of the FIFA World Cup 2026
live.
Magical. Just open the free app and search World Cup. Plus, tap the highlights tab to catch up on anything you missed. Lock in your preset now. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
Parents don't want their kids on screens anywhere, and that includes school.
Gary and Shannon show starts tomorrow at 9.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show. And coming up after 4 o'clock, Carl DeMaio. The Democratic legislature is raising healthcare premiums, private healthcare premiums, up to 97%. Average premiums under covered California increased by 97%. And Democrats are imposing a premium tax on private policies. So this is after raising all those. We just paid a half-cent extra sales tax. It passed for health care. They're giving away about $13 billion in our tax money to illegal alien health care. And now they are raising the tax on your private health care. The premiums under covered California is going to go up 97%. Talk to Carl about this. You keep asking for it, though. You just bend over, grab your ankles, And the Democrats give it to you. They give it to you hard, and you always reward them. You always reelect them. I told you in the last segment we had Bill Essayli on, the first assistant U.S. attorney for the Central District, and they really rounded up a lot of criminals. They brought criminal charges, another 10 defendants. One woman, $270 million in fraud. Another guy, $27 million in fraud. He was stealing the identities of dead people. And Dr. Oz had a press conference today. And listen to his statistic. They are trying to suspend the Medicare licenses of these medical centers and these hospices. Listen to the percentage of suspensions coming from California.
Two really important ones. The first is, in the first quarter of last year, we revoked billing privileges for fraudsters of 106 providers. Pretty good result, we thought, at the time. This same period this year, the first quarter, we made 1,400 revocations. That's a 40% increase over last year. So 40% more revocations. We also have patient payment suspensions where we just don't pay the bill because we don't think it's legitimate. This is impressive. The first half of this year, we made 1,000 Medicare payment suspensions. 1,000. That's a lot of people. Nearly 800, by the way, from one state, California. For a similar period last year, we made 219 suspensions. So a 500% increase in payment suspensions because we're using tools now that historically had been used marginally. Now, these efforts brand all kinds of new tools for Medicare and Medicaid. The fraud war room that has been put together is a purpose-built tool to identify, track, and neutralize bad actors, often from foreign countries, much more effectively than the old system. The formula is straightforward. The DOJ brings a prosecutorial firepower. Law enforcement brings investigative tools. CMS brings data, the analytics. We use administrative muscle to push things through. And we are closing loopholes that fraudsters have avoided and been exploiting for years. Those days are over. Fraudsters, your time is up.
80% of the Medicare payment suspensions from California. 80%. And that psychotic, compulsive liar Newsom says, oh, no, I stopped giving out Medicare licenses years ago. There's no fraud. This is so overwhelming, so vast, so corrupt. I never thought it could be this bad. This is just tremendous. 80% of all the Medicare payments suspensions from California, and most of those from the Los Angeles area. The San Fernando Valley, all those bland, nondescript stretches in Van Nuys where you have all these boring office buildings and these offices that seem to stretch on endlessly. They're all fronts for Medicare fraud, all fronts for criminals. And I tell you, he talked about a lot of people being foreign. I'm looking at the names over the last few months of all the people involved. And I don't know if they're American citizens or they're here on visas. They got green cards, but there's a lot of foreign names. First names, last names, middle names. One guy, Oren Shakar, he's the guy who is stealing dead people's identities. He took $15,000 from one of his hospices for a down payment on a Rolls-Royce Phantom, which cost $530,000. There's another woman, Jeannie Choi of Torrance, Abraham Shin. They submitted false claims for hospice services for people who were not terminally ill or they were already dead and paid kickbacks to the funeral home for the names of the dead. All right, we come back. We're going to talk to Carl DeMaio because your health insurance is going to go up dramatically thanks to the Democratic legislature. After they finished paying off all the illegal alien health care, they need to tax you some more. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County, more stimulating talk.
Making progress. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA fire officials say that they're hoping to have the Lineage warehouse fire in Boyle Heights put out in a few days. Department spokesperson Anthony Tubbs tells KTLA they have been able to put more water on pockets of fire in the building by tearing down walls.
Giving us the ability to use these large water cannons and our large diameter hose to be able to put thousands of gallons of water in this very difficult, very deep-seated fire.
The LA Fire Department says smoke conditions have improved since Sunday and are expected to keep improving as operations move forward. LA County Health Officer Muntu Davis says people should follow advisories issued by the South Coast Air Quality Management District.
As we've seen over the course of this time, they've changed. And right now, in some areas that were unhealthy yesterday, they're good.
The Air Quality Management District says it hasn't detected anything beyond normal combustible material typical after a fire. The news is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. 2 men have been arrested over a burglary at a Hindu temple.
You can see BAP's Sri Swaminarayan Mandir just east of the 71 freeway in Chino Hills. 2 people entered the prominent temple before 4 in the morning on June 2nd and took off with about $5,000 worth of tools and equipment, including a jackhammer. San Bernardino County sheriffs say 2 people who live in Chino Hills were arrested last week, and the stolen stuff was also recovered. Investigators say a stolen handgun was also found, along with stolen property related to other investigations across the Inland Empire. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
The LA City Council has directed the city attorney to draft an ordinance that's aimed at reinstating a ban on oil drilling that was enacted in 2022. 4 years ago, the council and mayor approved an ordinance to phase out drilling citywide, but oil companies challenged the law. It was eventually overturned in court. LA still has more than 2,000 active oil wells, many near homes, schools, parks, and places of worship. A woman visiting San Clemente from New York has found a human jawbone on the beach with teeth. She says she noticed something unusual sticking out of the sand last week, and the longer she looked at it, the more she thought, this might be from a person. She says she walked to the nearest lifeguard station, reported it. The Orange County Sheriff's Coroner Division confirmed the remains are human and are believed to be of Native American ancestry. California is changing the way you shop at grocery stores.
Starting July 1st, stores in California will no longer be allowed to use a sell-by date on food products. Stores will now have 2 options. The first is the best if used by date, which will tell shoppers when it's best to consume the product before it passes its flavor profile. And the second is the used by date, which gives a date to consume the product before you should throw it away. Lawmakers say the new labels will help Californians from wasting foods because they don't understand the current sell-by dates. Jason Campidonia, KFI News.
The Senate has approved a massive housing affordability bill.
Co-sponsored by Massachusetts Democrat Elizabeth Warren and South Carolina Republican Tim Scott, the bill was approved 85-5 on Monday in a rare, overwhelmingly bipartisan vote.
Our housing crisis doesn't just affect the opportunity to buy a home. Americans can't afford to rent either.
The bill would cut away some of the red tape and make it easier to build homes while also setting limits on institutional investors buying up houses. It now goes to the House for a vote. Mark Mayfield, KFI News.
The Senate has adopted a House-passed Iran war powers resolution. While it's mainly symbolic, lawmakers say it sends a message to President Trump. But Connecticut Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal says it won't stop things from escalating.
I hope we can avoid a restart of this disastrous, unnecessary conflict, but it will depend on smart, strategic negotiations.
He says waiving sanctions reduces U.S. leverage to have Iran comply with UN inspections of its nuclear sites. Checking out the 14 next.
All right, let me tell you something. You run a business, you sign your insurance policy, and for some brokers, that's their finish line. They give you a handshake, take their commission, they're done. You may never hear from them again until it's time for renewal. Now, your business runs all year, and the gaps in your coverage, the risk you're taking, that's all year as well. So I'm telling you about SuperSure, because if your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, or the HR manager, it can be too complicated just to buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At SuperSure, you can access tools like fine print facts, and that translates your current policy into plain English, so you see what's covered and what's not. And you get a business value calculator, so you can estimate what your business is worth, so you know exactly what needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI. We have low clouds and fog back in the morning, then sunny. Highs upper 70s and 80s, Metro LA. Low to mid 90s in the valleys, upper 80s and 90s, and windy in the high desert. Low 70s for the beaches, around 80 inland OC. Upper 80s to mid 90s and windy in the IE. Right now, 76 in Tustin, 64 Laguna Beach, 85 in Chatsworth. It's 82 in Van Nuys. The KFI financial update brought to you by Supersure. Supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed down 46, S&P 500 down 107, NASDAQ down 580. Crash on the 14 in Santa Clarita.
This one is along the southbound side of the 14 freeway. It's, we're going to flip that to the northbound side just before Newhall Avenue. That's where the carpool lane remains blocked with this 3-car wreck. One of them flipped over, but the southbound, that's backing up from the 5. But the southbound side is where I'm seeing the big delays, and that drive is crawling along, getting away from Placerita Canyon Road. Also, let's head out to the 5. This is heading northbound out of Sun Valley. That's backing up from about Sunland Boulevard. Delays pretty heavy in stretches heading back towards the 14. And the drive out of Pasadena crowding up 210 eastbound from Mountain all the way to Foothill Boulevard. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event is here with our most efficient lineup that's bigger than ever. With hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and fully electric vehicles to keep your summer moving. Go farther in the all-hybrid Camry. Take on more adventures with RAV4 plug-in hybrid. Or experience all-electric performance in the all-new CHR. More choices, more ways to go farther. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Everything you need to find your perfect Toyota is right at your fingertips at Toyota.com. Explore our full lineup of vehicles. Compare features side by side. Search our available inventory. You can even find the best local offers. Everything you need is just a few clicks away on Toyota.com. So for your next Toyota car, truck, or SUV, just visit Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena, streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
And you can be there
For a weekend full of superstar performances.
Are you ready?
Once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
We're getting this party going, huh?
Only limited single-night tickets remain. Get yours while you still can now at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Hello. Welcome. It's the John Kobylt Show continuing. We are on from 3 to 6. After 6 o'clock, it's the podcast, same as the radio show, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. And we are live on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now, and you could look at me, and I'll look at you. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. And we have a special live stream scheduled for tomorrow at 11 a.m. So tune in at 11 o'clock, and we'll talk some more. Carl DeMaio is coming on now, the Republican Assemblyman. Sometimes it seems like he's the only Republican in the state fiercely fighting all this nonsense. He is saying that with this new budget being passed, healthcare coverage for a lot of people it's going way up. Average premiums under the covered California plan could increase by up to 97%. That means your premiums, some families will see their premiums double. And Democrats also came up with a tax that will cost a family of four $425 a year on a private insurance policy, an MCO. So covered California, the policy is going up almost double. And for private insurance, it could be up to $425 extra a year, family of four. Let's get Carl DeMaio on. Carl.
How are you?
Well, not good. This is terrible here.
It is terrible. It is terrible.
So I mean, break these down. The covered California thing. That's our link to Obamacare, right?
Correct. So let me start where this began. Obamacare created all these Obamacare exchanges. In California, we call it Covered California. So low-income and middle-class Californians can buy subsidized insurance plans from these exchanges. Now, the reason why it has to be subsidized is California has all these mandates and regulations on health care. So doctors, nurses, hospitals, all are saddled with government regulations and mandates that cause our provision of health care, whether you're going into the ER, whether you're getting an ambulance ride, whether you're just going in for a checkup, all of those costs are exponentially higher in California than other services in other states. And we have a whole list of the cost comparisons. Like an ER visit in California is $3,600. In the state of Maryland, it's $680 for an ER visit.
It's 6 times higher. 6 times higher for an emergency room visit here versus Maryland?
Yep. An ambulance ride, $2,400 versus about $620 in the state of North Carolina. And people say, well, why is it so much more expensive in California? It's because we literally regulate the crap out of every single endeavor in healthcare and in all walks of life. So that's why when people go and try to get private insurance, if they try to get their employer insurance, if they try to get any sort of Covered California insurance plan, the costs are so much higher. So for low income and middle class Californians, they've always been able to rely on a little bit of subsidy from the federal government because as part of Obamacare, the state said, we'll expand these coverage programs, but we want some federal subsidies to bridge the gap. And what they promised was, under Obamacare, is that if everyone got covered, costs for everyone would go down. Well, that didn't happen. Obamacare has been a complete disaster. So this year, the federal government said, we're just going to start tapering off and reducing these federal subsidies. In California, I brought this up a year ago, and I said, folks, this is going to happen. So what we need to do is right now we have to bend the cost curve by deregulating, slashing costs and mandates. The Democrats refused to do that. So in this year's budget, the federal subsidies are no longer on Covered California. And I said, well, what are we going to do about these working families that are about to be hit with a 97% increase? And all of the Democrats stood up in unison and said, Trump caused it. Trump is at fault. Blame Trump. I said, no. I warned you a year ago this was happening. We need to bend the cost curve. So then I made a motion on the floor last week. I said, here's an amendment. Why don't we create a state subsidy so that these middle class and low income families don't have this massive cost increase? That gives you politicians another year to fix the problem. And here's how we can get the money. Let's just simply trim, not cancel. I would like to cancel, but let's trim illegal immigrant-free health care by $2.5 billion, which is what it would, take to cover these subsidies. Remember, we're already spending $13 billion on illegal immigrant-free health care.
That's unbelievable.
$13 billion. But how about we take just a small piece of that, $2.5 billion, so that citizens don't have to have a massive increase. The Democrats voted that down. And then what they did is they added a $425 tax, MCO tax, to those same Covered California plans, all private insurance, whether you're rich, poor, $425 per family of four. This is a double whammy, John, that's going to crush working families. And healthcare is not an option. It's a necessity. We just made it exponentially more expensive in California. Democrats voted for that.
Free health care for illegal aliens, big price increase for Covered California policies, $425 tax on private policies.
Correct. And the Democrats say we have to charge more to citizens because we don't have money. And I said, well, no wonder you don't have money. You just gave $13 billion away to illegal immigrants. You're prioritizing the welfare and the health of illegal immigrants over your own citizens?
And they just keep kicking everybody in the head over and over again, and they suffer no consequences. Nobody changes their vote.
The media, when I made this motion, we invited the media to cover it, and the media basically shrugged their shoulders and moved on. And what will happen is this fall, Democrats are going to run on healthcare costs are increasing and it's all Donald Trump's fault. And nobody will expose the truth that this was a choice by California Democrats to first make our healthcare more expensive than any state in the nation. And second, when they had a chance to fix the problem and kick the can down the road, they stuck middle class and low income families with the higher costs and then taxed them on top of that.
Carl DeMaio, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Carl DeMaio, Republican Assemblyman. This is no cure for the stupidity of the voters in this state. $13 billion in free health care for illegal aliens. If you're with Covered California, your premiums could double. If you have private health insurance, $425 tax on your family, and you will vote and you'll say, thank you. Thank you for abusing me some more. Here's my vote. What a mass psychosis we're all in the middle of. When we come back, we got the clip of Karen Bass assuring the world that all that foul air from the Boyle Heights fire is not toxic. She actually believes that. We'll play you the clip, and we'll also play you a report from Fox 11, Matthew Seedorf. She's admitting that they don't know what's burning in these warehouses. She doesn't know what's burning in the warehouses, but she knows that the air is not dangerous. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. LA County approves a local emergency declaration to deal with the fire in Boyle Heights. The White House is pushing back on reports Iranians aren't agreeing to allow weapons inspectors to check out the nuclear facilities. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, going to the 5 next.
Lasting Smiles dental implants. It is time to transform your smile now with the Summer Smile special from Lasting Smiles. You have rotted, decayed, damaged teeth, missing teeth. You look horrendous. You can't go around this way. Nobody wants to see that. Go to Lasting Smiles. You get a free comprehensive dental exam, full 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan, payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. Mention KFI or John about the Summer Smile special. You'll get this deal. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE.
From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Slow on the 5 in Irvine.
Northbound delays begin right around the 133 freeway, and it's a tough drive ahead all the way to Harbor in Anaheim. It's equally slow on the 405 in Irvine. Northbound delays from Irvine Center Drive all the way to Brookhurst in Fountain Valley. Now, this earlier wreck in Santa Clarita, the 14 northbound Newhall Avenue, it's the carpooling that's blocked, sending you back off of the 5, and southbound slowing. It's looking a little better, but you're still on the brakes getting away from Newhall Avenue heading back to the 5. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Summer is heating up. Your wallet doesn't have to. Right now, in the month of June, American Vision Windows is offering no interest, no payments for 2 summers on new windows and doors. You pay nothing until 2028. You listening to me? Because new windows don't just help you beat the heat. They lock in the comfort year-round. They'll lower your energy bills so your air conditioning doesn't leak out anymore. And your home gets a stunning upgrade, and everybody's going to notice. American Vision Windows, 100% employee-owned. So that means every person on your project has a personal stake in getting it right. After 25 years and over 1 million windows installed, that accountability has made them the most trusted name in window replacement. Most jobs done in a day. Beautiful new windows by evening. 0 payments until 2028. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Call or see the website for details. Offer ends this June 30th. AmericanVisionWindows.com or call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188.
What if your next vacation was Hawaii? That's exactly what one lucky Perks Pass community member could win. We're talking airfare and a beautiful Hilton Grand Vacations villa. Enter at perkspass.com. Then, while you're there, help shape what's next by voting for the brands, rewards, and experiences you'd like to see join the Perks Pass community. Perks Pass is a new way to connect with offers, rewards, and surprises from places you already go. No app, no login, no endless searching. Enter to win today at perkspass.com.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Capital One.
The Professional Women's Hockey League has announced the first outside investors since the league was established by Mark and Kimbra Walker in 2023, adding strategic partners the Detroit-based Illich Companies and Toronto-based Larry Tannenbaum-backed Kilmer Sports Ventures. The Walters and the PWHL's advisory board will continue overseeing operations. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts. Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. With the Venture X card from Capital One, you can enjoy easy-to-use premium benefits like a $300 annual Capital One travel credit when you book through Capital One Travel. Plus, you'll earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. The Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This report is sponsored by Viome. If your supplement routine requires a spreadsheet, we need to talk. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create precision supplements and a nutrition-based plan designed for your body. No guesswork, just science. Viome.com. Use code radio. That's Viome.com. Use code radio today.
Years of early mornings, every weekend, every holiday, all for one dream, to play on the LPGA Tour. She finally turned pro. Now, she just needs a stage worthy of her talent. Next Golf is that stage, a professional women's tour in Florida built to give these athletes the runway they've earned. Support her journey at nextgolf.com/support. That's nxxtgolf.com. Play it forward.
Love your legs again. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Just Food for Dogs, the #1 vet-recommended fresh dog food. Made right here in LA.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
You wouldn't take someone else's prescription, so why take somebody else's supplements? Viome starts with a simple at-home test, then creates custom biotics and nutrients based specifically for your body. Personalized nutrition starts here. Go to Viome.com. Use code radio today.
The global stage is lit. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is on.
Lionel Messi!
iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Live. Lock in your preset now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Just search World Cup.
Just a beauty for a second of the game.
Every unforgettable moment.
Wherever you are.
Brilliant from Mbappe. France lead.
Don't miss Team USA's next match Thursday night at 10 Eastern.
The world is listening.
Are you?
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup update.
More history at this year's World Cup as Cristiano Ronaldo becomes the only man to ever score in 6 tournaments.
Let's go to Cancelo delivering the cross. Ronaldo!
Ronaldo scored twice to lead Portugal to the 5-0 win over Uzbekistan. 2 more matches are on tap for this evening. Panama takes on Croatia and Colombia squares off with DR Congo.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
On the next Bill Handel Show, it looks like the disputes over events for America's 250th birthday are getting crazy. My dad is bigger than your dad. My event is bigger than yours. That's coming up tomorrow morning after 7 o'clock on the next Bill Handel Show.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. Follow us on social media, John Kobylt Radio, live on YouTube now. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. Enjoy the chat as well, the live chat. All right, we got the clip. We talked about this last hour. Karen Bass, after the Boyle Heights fire was fully engulfing the building, she gets on a plane again and goes to a presidential event again. This one was in Chicago instead of Ghana. This was Obama's opening of that horrific looking thing that they built for his presidential center. What a beast of a building. So she goes there. She's got another pretty outfit, another cocktail party, knock back some booze. Meantime, the rest of us wake up Saturday morning and the whole region is engulfed with this toxic smoke, which burned your eyes and burned your nose and the back of your throat and your mouth. Of course, Deborah, feeling all this stimulation, immediately ran outside on a long hike. Couldn't get enough of it.
Stupid. It was stupid. I admit. I'm an idiot.
I'm saving that.
Thank you. I'm losing my voice because it's so my throat is just constricting. It's awful.
Well, we're going to play you a clip of Karen Bass. She did a press conference Saturday, and she came back and made a pronunciation about the air quality.
Is the air dangerous? No, the air is not dangerous.
No, the air is not dangerous.
Nobody can definitively say that.
Play that again.
No, the air is not dangerous.
The air is not dangerous. This is on Saturday. This is on Saturday when everybody was coughing and choking and wheezing. I drove down, my wife and I drove down the 134 to the 210 on the way to the lake. Never seen the sky that hazy, that polluted and ugly. And this is, a fairly polluted area to begin with. This was really gross. I mean, the sky looked like puke. And we looked over to the right, and we saw this again driving home. This huge billowing cloud of thick black smoke. By then, we knew what was burning. We didn't know that this was all from the Boyle Heights fire. I mean, I knew about the story. I didn't know that it had produced so much smoke.
Same. I thought there was a fire somewhere in my neck of the woods.
And immediately, both of us started feeling physical effects from it. Let's play this story with Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11, because in this clip, Bass is claiming, well, she doesn't know what's burning.
For a sixth straight night, firefighters in Boyle Heights remain on the attack, drenching the giant warehouse fire with water as smoke continues pouring into Boyle Heights and far beyond.
Your eyes are burning. It's really bad for people that have respiratory issues.
Residents expressing their anger and frustration, tired of breathing in dirty air.
Air quality is really bad right now.
Waiting in long lines Monday for free masks and air purifiers.
Right now, they're doing this just to, okay, you guys be quiet, No, we want a town hall meeting. We want them to tell us what's going to happen.
The fire erupted last Wednesday at the massive cold storage warehouse, and since then, firefighters have been battling from the ground and air.
What we're doing now is pulling everything away so we can take those skins off and get the water to penetrate.
Recently tearing away parts of the 500,000 square foot building, trying to reach hot spots buried deep inside.
The more water we put on this fire, the less smoke we're going to get.
A similar fire ignited on the roof of the same building almost 2 years ago. Fire officials still investigating what exactly caused this blaze.
We're having a legislative motion to get to the bottom of how this fire started.
We have these warehouses all around, and we don't know what's in these warehouses. It's interesting that these locations are only in particular communities, and we need to now take a look at that because we don't want environmental hazards or risk concentrated in particular Black and brown communities.
City volunteers driving around delivering air purifiers to residents, as many wonder what exactly they're breathing in.
They're giving us masks, they're giving us air purifier. It's like a little Band-Aid, and what's going to happen like a year from now.
Here's a live look from Sky Fox. You can see the massive 500,000 square foot warehouse, and then the side of the building where the fire's been taking place ripped away so firefighters can now access it and put more water inside, about 12,000 gallons of water per minute. Now the goal from the fire department is to get this under control as quickly as they can. They're hoping by the end of the week.
They're handing out masks and air purifiers, and Bass goes on TV and says that
the air is not dangerous.
The air is not dangerous. The air is not dangerous, but hey, there's free masks and air purifiers.
No, the air is not dangerous.
What is wrong with her? Everybody's freaked out. Everybody with a brain is looking around and they're inhaling this and their eyes are burning and throat and nose, the whole thing. And the air is not dangerous? And then we don't want environmental hazards. Well, how come you just said the air is not dangerous? Then there's no environmental hazards. And she doesn't want it in Black and brown communities. Well, you already wiped out the white community in the Palisades. You already took care of that. Maybe you could replace the Palisades with all these toxic warehouses. We got more coming up, and we got the lawsuit that Kristin Crowley is defamation lawsuit against Bass over the last fire. Holy moly, is she nuts. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
LA Fire Chief Jamie Moore says he hopes the fire at the cold storage warehouse in Boyle Heights will be completely out by Friday, so the building can be turned back over to Lineage Logistics. The fire department has made progress on the fire, which has been burning since last Wednesday, though air quality does remain a concern for many areas of LA. The LA County Board of Supervisors has ratified a local emergency declaration to mobilize resources in the ongoing fight to get control of the fire. Board Chair Hilda Solis says the firefight is disrupting the lives of thousands of LA County residents, including the nearby unincorporated area she represents in East LA. The White House is pushing back on reports the Iranians aren't agreeing to allow weapons inspectors to check their nuclear facilities. Iran has said it has no plans to meet with international weapons inspectors, but Secretary of State Marco Rubio says they should know what the terms of the agreements are.
We know what they agreed to do, and now they'll either do it or they won't. And if they do, the process moves forward, and if they don't, the president will have some decisions to make.
Officials with the International Nuclear Watchdog also say they have no meeting scheduled with the Iranians. More cases of New Mexico's screwworm have been confirmed in the U.S. ABC's Jim Ryan says the parasite has been detected in cattle, sheep, and goats in 8 counties in Texas and a dog in New Mexico.
So far, 16 animals have been found to be carrying the parasitic larvae. The U.S. government is releasing sterilized parent flies to mate with unsterilized flies to stop the cycle.
Officials claim they need 400 million flies so they can cover the whole country. The screwworm fly lays eggs in the open wounds of livestock and other animals and can cause death within days if left untreated. The feds are investigating Tesla over a crash into a home in Texas that killed a woman.
A spokesperson with the Harris County Sheriff's Office says Martha Avila died last Friday when a driver identified as Michael Butler slammed into the front room of the home. Butler says he was on autopilot at the time. Tesla's vice president of AI software took to X on Monday with claims that the driver was pressing the accelerator and overrode the system. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is investigating, and no charges have been filed as of now. Mark Mayfield, KFI News.
We're going to the 605 next.
GiveMeTheVIN.com gives you the most money for your used car. Go read the reviews. You go to the website, GiveMeTheVIN.com, put in your VIN number or license plate number, and you'll get an offer in 60 seconds. Pressure-free service, free pickup. They'll buy from $2,000 to $200,000. Click on GiveMeTheVIN.com and get your check on the spot.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. Low clouds and fog back again in the morning. Then it will be sunny. Highs upper 70s and 80s for Metro LA. Low to mid 90s in the valleys, upper 80s and 90s, and windy in the high desert. Low 70s for the beaches, around to 80 inland OC, upper 80s to mid 90s, and windy for the IE. Right now, 70 in San Juan Capistrano and 77 in Staten. Slow on the 605 in Los Alamitos.
I'm looking at the northbound delays, and that seems to be crowding up right around Catella. The drive continues slow in stretches as you continue all the way to the into Whittier. Looking better once you make your way past Whittier Boulevard. We're also taking a look at an earlier problem in Santa Clarita. This was a crash on the 14 northbound before Newhall Avenue. They had been blocking that carpool lane, and delays are still pretty heavy off of the 5 southbound, slowing from about Newhall Avenue as you roll back towards the 5 freeway. Also, as you make your way into Mira Loma, 60 eastbound, it's at the Country Village Road off-ramp. A crash there has lanes of that ramp blocked, slowing you down away from Milliken. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is happening across Los Angeles. For 39 unforgettable days, the excitement extends beyond the stadium with official Los Angeles World Cup 26 fan zones and celebrations throughout the region. Watch matches live, experience fan activities, and join supporters as neighborhoods come alive with football, culture, and community. 10 locations, 39 days of fan celebrations. One unforgettable summer in Los Angeles. Visit LosAngelesFWC26.com for the full calendar of events and find a fan zone near you.
This July 4th, celebrate with America 250 at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum hosted by Queen Latifah. See performances from major artists including Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins, patriotic tributes, and kick off Giving 4th to make it the largest day of giving. And now, listen for the chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join this landmark celebration. No purchase necessary. For official rules, visit iHeart.com/rules.
Think back. All those times you questioned everything and wondered why you didn't trust yourself. What if those thoughts could be eliminated? Truth is, those thoughts come from a hidden part of your mind. At a Dianetics seminar, you'll learn and apply powerful techniques to address the hidden source of your stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. It's hands-on, and you'll put the tools to work immediately. In just one weekend, you'll discover exactly how the mind works and increase your happiness and restore trust in yourself. A single weekend can change everything. Register today and take charge of your mental health. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
Therapy Thursday is now a podcast. Listen to me, Ellen Kay, Ryan Mano, and therapist Sarah Dash on the iHeart app or wherever you get your podcasts. Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Termites active? Call Pacific Coast Termite. No tenting, plus 10% off. Call 1-800-PACIFIC.
This June, pay nothing until 2028 with American Vision Windows. Visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
Silver is no longer just a commodity, it's a strategic resource. Demand is up, supply is tight. Experts accept prices to soar. Visit LearCapital.com for your free silver report. LearCapital.com, LearCapital.com.
Clean out your closet, donate your clothes, and earn rewards with Trashy. Send your clothes somewhere better and get cash back on every bag. Get unlimited take-back bags all year for just $48. Trashy. Clean out, donate, earn.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
Check out AMCO's multiple financing options, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow.
AA MCO.
AMCO, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. John Kobylt Show. We're on from 3 to 6, after 6. The podcast, John Kobylt Show on demand. And we're live on YouTube. Yes, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. Get yourself to a screen. Special live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. You'd be there for that as well. Karen Bass, I can't believe she's repeating all the horrific behavior that she showed us during the Palisades fire. Running selfishly off to Ghana. Now she ran off selfishly to Chicago for Obama's stupid presidential center opening. She left the Palisades fire. She left the Boyle Heights fire. And she comes back, huge freaking cloud of toxic gases and smoke over a very large range of LA city and county. They're handing out masks and purifiers. And Eric, play it again. This is what she tells the world.
No, the air is not dangerous.
The air is not dangerous. The air is not dangerous. When you were choking on Saturday, you were imagining things.
It was obvious the air is dangerous, and I felt like the biggest, you know what? for being out there because it's obvious. Duh.
You did a test. You went and hiked for an hour and a half, and you were still choking.
I have a degree in in air quality.
And what school was that?
It's out of the country.
Maybe at Ghana University. Yeah, so she's drinking in Ghana. She's drinking in Chicago, and she burned down the wealthy white town, and now she smoked and toxicked out the poor Latino town, Boyle Heights. Oh, and plenty of towns around it. So she's trying to kill everybody. And now here comes Kristin Crowley, former fire chief. You know her story. She is suing Karen Bass for defamation. And she's got a list of lies and a list of facts she put in the lawsuit to buttress proof of those lies. Crowley, according to the California Post, repeatedly warned Bass and the LA City Council of the fire department's staffing and resource shortages. They're short of firefighters. They're short of trucks. They're short of mechanics to fix the trucks. She submitted detailed reports and budget requests. This is in the lawsuit. And when the Palisades fire happened, Bass left town and did not tell any key person in the city. Nobody knew that she went to Ghana. This is in the lawsuit. And then when she came back, and there's hundreds of billions of dollars in damage, 12 people are dead, thousands of homes and businesses destroyed. The lawsuit says Bass sought to avoid accountability by shifting blame and lying, including falsely claiming she was not aware of this nationally anticipated weather event. And I saw her lie right to Alex Michelson's face, claiming that nobody told her. That's false. She's lying. She knew it was coming. She didn't tell anybody she was leaving. That was the gap in information. She did not mention she's going to Ghana. The lawsuit says Bass falsely claimed that the fire department budget was not cut, falsely claimed that the fire department's resources would have supported another 1,000 firefighters to fight the fire, falsely claimed the fire department's operational fire engines were not used on January 7th, claims contradicted by public records and Bass's own prior statements or conduct. Then, when she announced she was running for re-election, according to the lawsuit, Bass continued to make false statements. Not mistakes, a deliberate strategy to mislead the public and divert criticism from her. The lawsuit says she knew about the dangerous winds in L.A. when she decided to go to Ghana, and she didn't tell Crowley what was happening. Bass chose to conceal that she would be out of the country from Crowley and others while knowing of an impending dangerous weather event. When pressed by reporters on January 9th about the fire department budget cut, $17 million was the last one, Bass claimed there were no reductions that were made that would have impacted the situation. Crowley realized Bass's attempts to mislead the public and cover up the dire financial situation would potentially interfere with the city's legal obligations to its people. Eventually, Crowley blew her stack, went on television, told the truth, and Bass fired her. And then Bass continued to spread lies, according to the lawsuit. A false statement that Crowley refused to conduct an after-action fire report. Falsely claimed that she refused to admit the budget was cut. She blamed Crowley for not pre-deploying more firefighters, blamed Crowley for not calling Bass. So Crowley has sued for defamation. She wants a jury trial. Bass is rotted to the core. I don't know what she is. She doesn't seem like a real person to me. This is a lot of suffering. This is a lot of loss. And now it's repeated all over again. And Spencer Pratt was on X this morning, and he said, I realize that most of the city doesn't care that the Palisades burned. But I told you it was going to happen in your neighborhood. And it did. And now the people in Boyle Heights and the surrounding areas are dealing with the worst, most toxic fumes imaginable. They don't know what was inside that factory in terms of all the harmful elements that are burning. And contradicting herself, Bass says in one TV clip, we have all these warehouses and we don't know what's in these warehouses. But she's sure of one thing.
No, the air is not dangerous.
That's what she said Saturday, which was one of the worst days this week. The air is not dangerous. The air is extremely dangerous.
No, the air is not dangerous.
You're lying.
No, the air is not dangerous.
You're wrong.
No, the air is not dangerous.
Stop telling people that. You're getting annoying. She's, you know what? She is so dangerous to us. I'm actually scared living in the city with her. There is no chance that, and you know what? I don't know if this response by the LA Fire Department was the best they could do. They're still underfunded. They still have a shortage of mechanics. They have a shortage of personnel. They have a shortage of everything. She cut the budget more. By the way, the reservoir is still empty in the Palisades. Pratt was posting about this too. They were bragging about how much water they were dumping on this fire. In the Palisades fire, they were claiming more water would not have mattered. So the water is available to put out the Boyle Heights fire, but the Palisades fire, it wouldn't have worked. How's that? She's worried about warehouses in brown and black communities. Why? You claim the air is fine. It's okay to burn down a white community then? She's got a lot of racism in her. And she's a communist. And she's stupid. Still got the most votes in the primary. I got to take a break. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. LA City Councilwoman Isabel Jurado is introducing a package of accountability measures in the wake of this fire in Boyle Heights. And the LA City Council approves a measure for the ballot in November for a 50-cent sales tax to fund the LA Fire Department. We'll have more at the top of the hour, going to the 10 next.
Lasting Smiles Dental Implants. Summer's here, and Lasting Smiles has the Summer Smile Special. If you're dealing with rotted, missing teeth, they're damaged, they're decayed, they're discolored, you've been putting off dental implants because of the cost, well, I got a deal for you here. You'll get a free comprehensive dental exam from Lasting Smiles, full 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan with payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. Can you swing $149 a month? Come on, I know what you spend money on. $149 a month, and you get a beautiful, brilliant smile, and you look great. People will like you much better. Call or mention KFI or John. You get the Summer Smile Special. Payments as low as $149 a month at Lasting Smiles Dental Implants. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Sunny tomorrow, 70s to the 90s. This report brought to you by Lowe's. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 10 in Rosemead.
So this wreck is, it looks like they may have just cleared it out of lanes. No, yeah, they did. 10 eastbound before Rosemead Boulevard, off to the shoulder now. And delays still picking up, getting out of City Terrace from City Terrace Drive. We're heading into Santa Clarita. This earlier crash, 14 northbound before Newhall Avenue. Carpooling has been affected and delays off of the 5. The southbound is also slowing down from just about Newhall Avenue, traveling back towards the 5 freeway. And in Elysian Park, they're wrapping up this crash on the 5 southbound coming up on Stadium Way. At last check, it was taking out the 2 left lanes. Delays away from Los Feliz Boulevard. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Upgrade your cookout game this July 4th at Lowe's. Save $50 on select Pit Boss DX Smart Electric Smoker. Now just $249. Valid through 6/24. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This report is sponsored by CummonsRecall.com.
Attention Ram owners. Complete Recall 67A. Get $500 and a chance to win a getaway to Miami for two to see the final race of the season. Plus, meet Brendan Butterbean Queen. Learn more and schedule at CummonsRecall.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
What if your next vacation was Hawaii? That's exactly what one lucky Perks Pass community member could win. We're talking airfare and a beautiful Hilton Grand Vacations villa. Enter at perkspass.com. Then, while you're there, help shape what's next by voting for the brands, rewards, and experiences you'd like to see join the Perks Pass community. Perks Pass is a new way to connect with offers, rewards, and surprises from places you already go. No app, no login, no endless searching. Enter to win today at perkspass.com.
Pickleball is on the rise. 46.8 million players nationwide, with a projected $5 billion industry by 2033. Looking to be part of this exciting growth? Crush Yard offers a unique franchise opportunity, redefining the pickleball experience with indoor court, exceptional dining, craft drinks, and entertainment. This is your chance to invest in a rapidly growing brand shaping the future of leisure. For a limited time, you can own a piece of the action. Visit CrushYardFranchising.com to learn more. Crush Yard, pickleball, bar, and lounge.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
I thought those were good for me.
What's healthy for one person may cause inflammation for another. So how do you know what your body actually needs? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase.
This July 4th, celebrate with America 250 at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum hosted by Queen Latifah. See performances from major artists including Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins, patriotic tributes, and kick off Giving Forth to make it the largest day of giving. And now, listen for the chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join this landmark celebration. No purchase necessary. For official rules, visit iHeart.com/rules.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
You roll into the office, you get your coffee, you say hi to your coworkers, and then you fire up your computer.
California thinks you should be doing something else.
Why does the state want to charge you to log on to your email?
The latest California money grab. That's tomorrow starting at noon. Monks and Merrill on air and on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show continues. Voice line for Friday, 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86, or use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. Joey Tuccio is coming back on with us. Joey Tuccio came on with us some weeks ago to tell us about all the puppies that are being tortured on Skid Row by the psychotic homeless people that Karen Bass allows to live there. And she has been told explicitly now for a couple of months that dogs are being used for bizarre drug experiments where the vagrants, drug addicts, inject the drug into the dogs, and then they know if it's safe to take the drug themselves. And if the dog dies, I guess they realize maybe the drug is too potent or contaminated with something. There are dogs that are dying of starvation, dehydration. They're in cages. They've been mutilated by these crazy people. It is absolutely sickening. Rick Caruso has said it's a diabolical mess, so disgusting it's difficult to even talk about. Dogs with their eyes glued shut or gouged out. And Bass has done nothing. And now there's a group of Hollywood people, including Kim Basinger, actor Ron Perlman, one of the famous Hollywood attorneys, Marty Singer, and they are going public with their disgust for this. 4 pugs died recently. One French bulldog suffered a fentanyl overdose and was left clinging to life. We're going to bring Joey Tuccio back on because he's got an organization that is trying desperately to help these animals. And the organization called startswithonetoday.com. Starts with one today. Okay, here's a weird story out of San Francisco. There's a guy named Andrew Farago. Fairly well known up there. He's a pop culture writer, a historian. He's the curator for the San Francisco Cartoon Art Museum. If I knew that existed, I would have gone to it. So Andrew Farago, he's married to a woman, co-hosted a birthday party at his home in South Berkeley, May 23rd. During the party, one of the guests, another woman, found Farago's cell phone secretly recording video in the bathroom, along with a video that showed him setting the phone up, concealing it with a towel, and aimed it to record people's genitalia as they used the restroom.
Oh, that's sexy. I'm kidding, Eric.
No, go ahead. Tell me more.
No. I mean, why? I mean, really?
And there's a website for everything.
I guess.
You know, when the woman confronted Farago, he admitted it, but said, I deleted the videos. And then he sent an email to the party guests to apologize. I hid my phone in our bathroom for the purpose of spying on our guests, my closest friends in the world. I had never done anything like that before.
Well, then why did you do it now?
I have a feeling he has done this before. And don't know what possessed me to do it. You're a sick pervert? Farago said this was an inexcusable violation of your privacy and our friendship, and I'm prepared to face whatever consequences will come from this tremendous lapse in judgment.
I mean, that's nice. Accountability.
How could you get this sudden urge to watch people pee and defecate? I mean, there's plenty of it in the street in San Francisco. Put the camera on your front porch.
It's not as sexy as, in your own bathroom,
I
on
guess.
your own toilet.
There must have been a lot of hot-looking guests there. He's been charged with 20 counts of invasion of privacy. He got arrested, search warrant. Oh, they found about a dozen electronic devices in his home. Oh, I've never done this before. Wow. They haven't officially filed. Wait a second. All right. They had a warrant for 20 counts, but they didn't arrest him specifically. I guess they're going through all the video, and that's got to be wildly entertaining. All right, guys, you've watched it long enough. Man. We come back. Joey Tuccio starts with onetoday.com. You may remember him. We had him on, I guess, must have been near the end of April. And the dogs and being tortured by the insane mental patients and drug addicts on Skid Row. Apparently, there were a litter of pug puppies being illegally bred by a vagrant, and their mother was struck and killed by a vehicle, and the breeder will not give them up. And for weeks, they could not get the LAPD or Mayor Bass to do anything about it. There's something really sick with her. There's something is just very wrong. We will talk to Joey Tuccio coming up. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI. KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Progress. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA Fire Department Chief Jamie Moore says he's hoping to have that warehouse fire in Boyle Heights put out and control of the warehouse given back to Lineage by Friday. Department spokesperson Anthony Tubbs tells KTLA crews have been able to get back on the roof and open up extra holes
to allow us to be able to put thousands of gallons of water per minute onto this deep-seated fire.
Lineage says it believes the fire started on the roof when the owner of the solar panels was doing tests. The owner of that solar power company says the cause is yet to be determined and it is cooperating fully with authorities. LA County has approved a local emergency declaration to deal with this fire in Boyle Heights.
Board of Supervisors Chairwoman Hilda Solis and LA Mayor Bass made the joint declaration over the weekend, so the board vote was mostly a formality. Solis says the fire, which started last week, is disrupting the lives of thousands of LA County residents, including in East LA, which she represents. The motion also directs a full investigation into the facility, future safety compliance, and a claims process for residents. Governor Newsom's also declared a state of emergency to mobilize resources and help with recovery. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
LA City Councilwoman Isabel Jurado is introducing a package of accountability measures in the wake of this fire. The measures would mandate public release of environmental testing results, a report on what materials were present at the facility and which ones burned, answers about the cause of the fire, and transit support to reduce the amount of time residents are forced to spend outside during the emergency. The LA City Council has approved a measure for the November ballot for a half-cent sales tax to fund the LA Fire Department. The measure was proposed by the Union for City Firefighters, which submitted more than 225,000 signatures to qualify it for the ballot. Backers estimate the tax will generate about $345 million in the first year. 5 more people have been arrested in California as part of a federal crackdown on health care.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says the arrests include a Whittier woman who is allegedly scamming Medi-Cal out of $270 million for fraudulent prescription drug claims, and a guy from the San Fernando Valley whose hospice care companies allegedly fraudulently billed Medicare for $27 million. The arrests are part of a larger federal crackdown on healthcare fraud involving more than $6.5 billion in false claims, with more than 450 people charged so far. Jason Nathanson, KFI News.
With Southern California in the midst of a heat advisory and more people expected to head to the water to cool off, lifeguards have a few safety reminders.
Lifeguards make hundreds of rescues each day in the summer along LA County beaches, and Marine Battalion Chief A.J. Lester with the LA County Fire Lifeguard Division says this will help you avoid becoming one of them.
Swim and surf near an open lifeguard tower. Always swim and surf within your abilities and check in with a lifeguard before you get to the beach, or when you get down to the beach, to make sure that you're swimming in a safe location.
Lester also says checking in with guards and never turning your back on the ocean can also help you avoid the kind of sneaker waves that have washed a number of people away recently. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Jeffrey Epstein's longtime executive secretary, Leslie Groff, has told the House Oversight Committee she wasn't aware of her boss's notorious sex trafficking. ABC's Peter Haralambous says that's according to a transcript that was released today.
Groff told lawmakers that she routinely scheduled massage appointments for her boss, but never booked appointments for anyone she knew to be underage. She told lawmakers, quote, "I thought it was just something he did, like going to the gym."
Groff appeared as part of the committee's ongoing inquiry into the federal government's handling of investigations into Epstein and his alleged accomplices. For the first time, the Senate has approved a war powers resolution to block U.S. military action against Iran. It's the 10th time the Senate has tried to stop the war. The resolution is largely symbolic, doesn't fully carry the force of law. The House approved the resolution earlier this month. And officials in the U.S. and Iran have made contradictory statements on the issue of nuclear inspections in Iran. ABC's Karen Travers says President Trump insists the Iranians have agreed to allow it, but a spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry says they have not.
Asked when inspectors would actually be on the ground in Iran, the president said there is no rush. It will be at the appropriate time. Vice President Vance Monday said he expects the inspectors to start their work this week.
Trump says the Iranians told U.S. negotiators inspections would be allowed. We're going to the 110 next.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize, or you want to move, or you inherited a home that you don't want to keep. Whatever the reason, you call Seller's Advantage. They've been buying homes for decades. They have great reviews. You can go read them online. They buy with cash, as is. They close in days. You don't have to worry about spending money on repairs, preparing your home to be seen, having people come in and out. They'll give you a great offer, buy your house as is for cash. Call Seller's Advantage for a free no-obligation offer today. 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRA number 01961658. Providence Realty DRA number 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI. Low clouds and fog again in the morning. Then it will be sunny. Highs upper 70s and 80s. Metro LA. Low to mid 90s in the valleys. Upper 80s and 90s and windy in the high desert. Low 70s over at the beaches. Around 80 inland OC. Upper 80s to mid 90s and windy for the IE. Right now, 68 in Dana Point, 78 in Anaheim, 81 in Diamond Bar, and 80 in Simi Valley. The KFI Financial Update brought to you by Supershore. Supershore.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed down 46. S&P 500 down 107 and NASDAQ down 580. Slow on the 110 in South LA.
It's the northbound side. We're seeing delays leaving the 105 freeway, and it's pretty heavy and slow and stretches all the way to the 5 in Elysian Park. Also a tough drive as you make your way out of Santa Monica, 10 eastbound. That's where things are loading up from about 20th Street. Delays across Mid-City all the way to the 5 in Boyle Heights. Let's look at another problem. Anaheim Hills, they got rid of a stall on the 91 eastbound before the Scales. All lanes should be open and traffic still picking up coming off of the 57 freeway. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Ellen K's Therapy Thursday is a podcast. The stories are real, the drama is messy, and the advice is life-changing. Catch it now on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcasts. Ellen K's Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena, streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
And you can be there
For a weekend full of superstar performances.
Are you ready?
Once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
We're getting this party going, huh?
Only limited single-night tickets remain. Get yours while you still can now at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Now here's your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Birthday. That's birthday. Enter it now.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show, and we're on from 3 to 6 after 6 o'clock. John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. We're live on YouTube. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. And tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a special live stream. It's me and you, so be there. Joey Tuccio is coming on with us again. We had him on in April when this story first made news. Skid Row dogs are being abused, tortured, experimented on by the drug addicts and the mental patients, the homeless. And Tuccio and his group, starts with onetoday.com, has been begging Bass and LAPD to do something. This disgusting torture of dogs continues. I got a couple of stories here. If Joey gets into them, if not, I'll get into them. Anyway, you've got Hollywood people, Kim Basinger, Ron Perlman, the actor, Marty Singer, who's a well-known attorney. They are they're speaking out publicly. The group includes Jennifer Coolidge, Alicia Silverstone. Let's get to Joey Tuccio on. Hold on, all right. He got disconnected. We'll pick up. They're even upset with Nithya Raman because they tried to tell Raman these stories at a city council meeting, and she walked out on them. As soon as the topic came up, she walked out of the room. I don't know what Raman and Bass have against puppies. You ever see politicians have campaigns, and you're bringing up all the tortured puppies in Skid Row, and She walks out. Bass doesn't even answer the phone. All right, Joe, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, it's been an interesting few months, to say the least.
Well, I believe we talked at the end of April, and I see the stories now. Page 6 of the New York Post had a lengthy story today, and that's why we wanted to talk to you again. What has happened? It's been almost 2 months. Anything change? Anything get better? Any reaction from anybody who can help?
Well, I mean, first off, I was, disappointed with the outcome with Spencer. I was hoping that he would make the top 2 and, disappointed about that, but I guess maybe not surprised.
No, that was a scam. That was rigged.
Yeah. I mean, it was very disappointing, and hopefully, we see the light with that. But yeah, I mean, what's interesting now is because of Spencer and being on your program and elsewhere, people are really paying attention to it more and more. The article today, like you said, we had Kim Basinger, Martin Singer, who's an amazing attorney, is now really fighting with us, which is great. But the abuse continues on Skid Row. Just recently, there were 6 newborn pugs that were inbred on Skid Row. They all died shortly, 2 weeks after they were born. 3 were starved to death. And the crazy thing is that Karen Bass's office knew about this specific incident, and they did absolutely nothing. The leader of her quote unquote task force also knew about this and did absolutely nothing. And 6 dogs died directly as a result of their inactions.
Can I stop you for just a second? When you contact them, tell me if you're calling them, emailing them, what is their response? Like, what is it they say to you? You're explaining some really horrific things that are happening that make most people recoil and makes them really disgusted and upset. What do they do?
They say, don't do anything. We got this. We got this. Don't worry about it. We got it. And then they do absolutely nothing. And it's what they do. I mean, it's crazy. But Karen Bass's office knew exactly about this. They also knew about another dog that's being bred repeatedly on Skid Row. And we told this person, this breeder, that if you breed this dog one more time, she will die. This is from a vet that we were able to bring the dog to one of our vets with the owner, unfortunately. And the vet said, if you breed this dog one more time, this dog will die. The breeder said to us, oh, she has a couple more litters left in her. Now the dog is peeing blood. And Jackie Hamilton and Karen Bass's office knew about this as well, but they continue to do nothing.
Jackie Hamilton, that's the person in charge of the response?
And so Jackie, she's the deputy mayor, and she's the one who came to Skid Row a couple of times. I confronted her and I asked her, why is Skid Row not getting better? And she had no response. She literally couldn't form a sentence.
What, she just stares at you?
Yes. She was like, well, we don't know. We're trying. And she actually said this. She said this. Oh my God, you're going to faint. She said, I've been coming to Skid Row for 12 years. And I said, so what are you doing today? She said, I'm here to learn. I'm like, Jackie, you've been here for 12 years and you're here to learn. I suggest you learn a little faster. I mean, it's crazy. The excuses they have is wild.
It's like talking to a vegetable. I don't understand. I've been going there 12 years, and today I'm trying to learn. There's dogs being tortured right in front of you.
It's wild. I mean, I've been going for 3 years, and I could literally be like, okay, I know every single person here. This dog needs to be removed. This dog needs to be removed. And it doesn't need learning. It needs action. But in this case with the pugs, I mean, it really struck a chord. Martin's daughter, Nola, she's the one who kind of spearheaded this whole Page 6. And she got her dad involved. And there was just another pug today on Skid Row that was attacked. And this rescue stepped in and said, we'll get your dog completely healed. We'll pay for everything, but you have to get your dog fixed. And we'll pay for that too. The breeder said no. He would rather his dog suffer and die than potentially lose out on some money with this pug. So Martin Singer and his daughter reached out to Animal Services and said, enough is enough. If you don't take this dog, we will sue. And that's where it's at now. It's just the city has opened itself up to so many lawsuits. And now we're going to strike.
The pugs, the puppies you were talking about, according to Page 6, said it was reported to the LAPD Lieutenant Andrew Mathis, who said he would send in undercover officers as well as the mayor's office. No action taken for 2 weeks. And that's when the puppies started dying.
Yep. So Lieutenant Mathis I've known him for a little bit. He hates me because I'm calling him out. And it sucks. I mean, I think the LAPD has a very tough job there. I mean, they don't get support from the government. I mean, I can understand while they're kind of, their hands are tied a lot of the times.
They can't take the pugs and give them to you or other organizations that will care for them. They won't do that. They can't do that. What's the law that they're going to be breaking? You have felonies being committed. You have animal abuse being committed in plain sight.
It's interesting because with the LAPD, there are certain people there that will. Like there was an incident 2 weeks ago where these other dogs were being neglected. And one of the police officers reached out to me and said, can you come here right now? We will give you these dogs. But then you got some people like Mathis who won't do it. And he knew about these dogs. And he told rescuers, don't do anything. I got it. I'm going to do this whole thing. He never did anything. And 6 dogs died as a result.
What's with this phrase, I got it, that they all use?
It's just what they want us to do is like, we got it. And they've been doing this for a while. And to be honest, like rescuers have been kind of bending over and being like, okay, you got it. Great. I heard you. And I was the same way. I was like, oh my God, you're really listening to me. But then they don't do anything.
They're psychotic, compulsive liars. They're never going to do anything. I mean, this has gotten a lot of publicity for 2 months at the highest levels, and they've done nothing. They're never going to do anything. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're obviously very sick people. So you're going to have to just keep blasting them, and don't shy away from it. I'll help you out. You can come on every day until they finally surrender.
You've been amazing. Actually, Steve Hilton's office just reached out, and he's ready to fight too. So, I mean, and you have been so great. I mean, more people have heard about Skid Row thanks to you than most of our efforts. So I thank you so much.
Okay. Well, we'll keep it going, Joey. Let's keep in contact. I swear, I'll give this as much as it has to have in order for her to finally stop. Stop allowing this. All right. Got to run.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on. We'll do more on this. I'm going to tell you a lot of detail that's in this New York Post story. Joey Tuccio there. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Officials in Pasadena seize thousands of pounds of illegal fireworks, and a heat advisory is in effect for much of LA County. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, going to the 5 next.
When you sign your insurance policy, you own a business, and you do that. Some brokers, that's the finish line for them. It's a handshake, a commission, and they are done, and you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. Now, your business runs all year, and you have the gaps in coverage and the risk all year as well. So I'm telling you about SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, or the HR manager, it can be too complicated to just buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like Fine Print Facts, which translates your current policy into plain English, so you can see what's covered and what's not. And you get a business value calculator. You can estimate what your business is worth, so you know exactly what needs protecting. Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, and all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. Supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, high 70s to the 90s. This report brought to you by Viome. From your Toyota dealers traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 5 in Sun Valley.
This one's on the southbound side, coming up on Sunland Boulevard. It looks like it's out of lanes, but delays, well, they're picking up coming off of Lankershim Boulevard. It's the northbound side that's pretty tough right now. In Sylmar, just past the 210, a crash is blocking the carpool lane. That drive overall loading up out of Burbank, getting away from just about Burbank Boulevard. And it's also tough on that South 5. This is out of Griffith Park, away from just about Colorado. Delays and stretches all the way to the 605. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Lasting Smiles Dental Implants. Transform your smile. Stop looking like that. Lasting Smiles has a summer smile special. If you've got rotted, decayed, disgusting teeth, Dental implants is the answer. You'll get a free comprehensive dental exam, full 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan, and the payments are as low as $149 a month on approved credit. $149 a month. Mention KFI or John and get the Summer Smile special. Do it. You don't want to look like that anymore. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE.
That cabinet full of supplements, your body might not need half of them. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create personalized probiotics and nutrition plan based on your biology. Real science, real answers, real personalization. Check out Viome.com. Use code RADIO today. This report is sponsored by Viome. If your supplement routine requires a spreadsheet, we need to talk. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create precision supplements and a nutrition-based plan designed for your body. No guesswork, just science. Viome.com. Use code RADIO. That's Viome.com. Use code RADIO today.
This July 4th, celebrate with America 250 at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum hosted by Queen Latifah. See performances from major artists including Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins, patriotic tributes, and kick off Giving 4th to make it the largest day of giving. And now, listen for the chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join this landmark celebration. No purchase necessary. For official rules, visit iHeart.com/rules.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Pickleball is on the rise. 46.8 million players nationwide, with a projected $5 billion industry by 2033. Looking to be part of this exciting growth? Crush Yard offers a unique franchise opportunity, redefining the pickleball experience with indoor court, exceptional dining, craft drinks, and entertainment. This is your chance to invest in a rapidly growing brand shaping the future of leisure. For a limited time, you can own a piece of the action. Visit CrushYardFranchising.com to learn more. Crush Yard, pickleball, bar, and lounge.
I've been hearing for decades that the markets can solve climate change. Today, we have more incentives for market solutions than ever, and emissions are rising. On this season of Drilled, Carbon Cowboys, the story of 3 market solutions colliding in one multinational boondoggle.
You got to give Bruce and the guys credit. They're Republicans. They don't give a shit about any of this now.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Drilled and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
More history at this year's World Cup as Cristiano Ronaldo becomes the only man to ever score in 6 tournaments.
Off goes Cancelo delivering the cross! Ronaldo!
Ronaldo scored twice to lead Portugal to the 5-0 win over Uzbekistan. 2 more matches are on tap for this evening. Panama takes on Croatia and Colombia squares off with DR Congo.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
Parents don't want their kids on screens anywhere, and that includes school.
Gary and Shannon show starts tomorrow at 9.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. We got the podcast shortly after 6 o'clock, same as the radio show. Live on YouTube right now. Live on YouTube. All right. We just had Joey Tuccio on. We had him on in April. He's with startswithonetoday.com. He's trying to save all the horrifically abused Skid Row dogs who are being experimented on and being starved and being violated. And it is one of the saddest, most angering stories. I know what this does to you to hear this stuff. I can't stand it. And I apologize if you're at home and you're trying to have dinner or something. But this is the problem. is everybody shies away from this stuff, and it goes on and on. Karen Bass, for some inexplicable reason, she does not have a shred of humanity in her, will not stop the torture and the killing of the dogs on Skid Row. These are clear-cut felonies in daylight in front of witnesses. She will not allow the police to do anything. So Joey Tuccio comes on and says one member of Bass's team, Jackie Hamilton, she's the deputy mayor. So I looked her up. She's been working with Bass for many years, long time, back when Bass was a congresswoman. She's deputy mayor for neighborhood services. We have to bring back heads on a stick. We have to bring back political human sacrifice. Somebody needs to be tossed in a pot of boiling oil. Jackie Hamilton oversees the Department of Recreation and Parks. That's where all the homeless sleep. She oversees the LA Public Library, filled with homeless people shooting up drugs and watching porn all day. She oversees the LA Zoo. We just did that story last week, that the zoo is become a total disaster area. It's in complete disrepair. It's falling apart. She's in charge of LA Animal Services. And a couple other things. But if you have 4 agencies that are complete disasters filled with suffering human beings and suffering animals, and Jacqueline Hamilton's in charge of the whole thing. And so I look her up, and she has a law degree from Yale. So she must be pretending to be stupid. I don't understand, because Tuccio said she shows up, and her response is, well, I've been here for 12 years. Well, what are you doing here today? Well, I'm learning. You're full of crap. You're another one. What's the upside of this for these people?
I don't understand, if somebody is abusing animals, why anybody can't just go and take the animals away. There shouldn't be weeks, then there shouldn't be discussions. There shouldn't be anything other than taking the animals away ASAP. I don't understand why this is being allowed.
Andrew Mathis is the LAPD lieutenant. Sir, you took an oath. What's wrong with you? You see, I'm going to read you when we come back, because I don't have enough time here. But I got a longer segment coming up. I'm going to read you this New York Post story. We just touched on it with Joey Tuccio. It's even worse. And I don't really I really think that everybody listening ought to start bombarding Bass and Rahman, and it's Hugo Soto Martinez, I think, is the council person for Skid Row, or Ulises Hernandez, one of those two. I'll find that out. And they're both horrible. These are horrible communists. And Jackie Hamilton, you've got to bombard them like all day and night with any kind of communication you could find. This is horrendous. There's a lot of Hollywood celebrities getting involved, and I've never heard of this going on anywhere. Anywhere. You could come up with the most violent, backwards, most primitive country, and people wouldn't put up with this. And now it's 2 months later. We've got exactly the same story, except everything is worse. So we come back and we go through the whole page 6 story in the Post, California Post. Tatiana Siegel wrote it. We got to do something here. Heads on a stick. Let's
just go and collect all the animals that are being abused. Come on, John. Let's just do it. John Show. Let's just go and get people to get big vans and just scoop them up, and we'll take them somewhere. I know. Anywhere's better than there.
I know. I agree with you. Everybody's probably going to be afraid because these homeless people, they got knives, they got guns.
So then we need to bring knives and guns.
Okay. All right. Now you're talking.
If any LAPD officers would back us up.
I know a lot of LAPD officers are listening. Do something. Or tell us why you can't.
Draw your guns and get these animals out of these. I'm going to say some bad words. So let's stop.
I think it's time to break.
I think Deborah got a whiff of the meth.
This story is.
I know. I feel the same way. All right, we got more coming up. Deborah Mark, live, KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Firefighters are still working to contain the fire at the warehouse in Boyle Heights. ABC's Melissa Adden says it's affecting air quality in parts of East LA.
Several LA summer schools forced to relocate due to poor air quality. Officials handing out air purifiers to residents as they're encouraged to stay indoors and mask up.
LA Fire Chief Jamie Moore says he hopes to have that fire out by Friday. Officials in Pasadena say they've recovered 10,000 pounds of illegal fireworks and 4 people have been arrested. Officials say more arrests could come. The city says the fireworks are connected to a street gang that imported them from Nevada. 2 more people have been arrested in connection with a plot to attack the UFC 250 event at the White House. The men are from Missouri and Washington. 7 people are now charged in the case. A heat advisory is in effect for much of LA County as temps climb well above normal, and forecasters warn the hottest conditions are expected through midweek.
The National Weather Service advisory goes to 9 p.m. Thursday for the Valley, San Gabriel Mountains, and LA County Inland Coast, including downtown LA. Peaking Wednesday. It could pose health risks for vulnerable groups, including young children, older adults, people without air conditioning, and people outdoors a long time. Normally, these temperatures, about 3 to 8 degrees above normal, wouldn't cause a heat advisory, but with an influx of visitors and numerous outdoor events across the county, there's a higher risk for heat-related problems, especially with higher than normal humidity. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
And a pair of paddle boarders looking for a shark near Santa Barbara became the hunted ones.
A drone spotted the great white tracking Kayla Ross and a friend. They were actually looking for the shark Sunday after hearing about a sighting in the area. An uncle used the drone to help guide the pair in the right direction. The pair who were sharing a paddleboard were heading back to shore thinking they'd missed out on spotting the shark when the uncle messaged them that he saw something and to hurry back. The drone footage showed a shark a bit longer than the paddleboard stalking them. Ross said she'd do it again and hopefully find an even bigger shark. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Going to the 241 next.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. We'll give you the most money for your used car, period, full stop. GiveMeTheVIN.com. They'll pay from $2,000 to $200,000. You go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, put in your VIN number or license plate number. They offer a 60-second bid process, pressure-free service, free pickup. GiveMeTheVIN.com. Click it on. Get your check on the spot.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI. The low clouds and fog back again in the morning. Then it will be sunny. Highs upper 70s and 80s, Metro LA. Low to mid 90s in the valleys, upper 80s and 90s and windy in the high desert. Low 70s for the beaches. Around 80 inland OC, upper 80s to mid 90s and windy for the IE. Right now, 71 in Laguna Woods and 74 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Stall on the 241 Anaheim Hills.
This is on the northbound side, just before the 91 freeway, blocking the right lane. The drive, you've got a backup for almost 4.5 miles. So it's going to take you about a half hour to make your way through that stretch, but it's pretty messy, a little more so than usual. Let's look at the 91 eastbound. That's slow moving out of Anaheim from the 57 freeway. Delays continue ahead all the way to Green River. Also tough in Corona, southbound side of the 15, leaving Magnolia Avenue. That drive opens up once you make your way past Wyrick Road and into the Cajon Pass, loading up on the 15 northbound Glen Helen Parkway to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
June gloom may keep things cool, but termites never stop. Termite droppings or discarded wings are signs of an active infestation. Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free written inspection. Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil and Ultraset. No tenting, no move out, and no poisonous gas. Call now and save 10% on termite services. Plus, get a free 2-year warranty. Ask about 90-day same-as-cash financing on approved credit. Call 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC for Pacific Coast Termite. Some restrictions apply.
OPL Law, your advocates and your voice when you need it most. OPLLaw.com.
Just Food for Dogs, the #1 vet-recommended fresh dog food. Made right here in LA.
You know that pile of clothes you've been meaning to deal with?
Yeah, same.
That's why I love Trashy. It's the easiest way to clean out your closet, send your clothes somewhere better, and actually get rewarded for it. No more letting things sit around or wondering what to do with them. You just fill up a take-back bag with clothes you don't wear anymore. Send it in, and Trashy takes care of the rest, keeping it out of landfills and giving it a second life. It's such a simple way to feel good about clearing space and doing something better for the planet. And here's the best part. You earn cash rewards back for every bag you send, which makes it even easier to stay consistent. You can check it out at trashy.io. Plus, with Trashy Unlimited, you can get unlimited bags for just $48 your first year. An easy at-home cleanout system so you can stay on top of it all year long. Clean out, donate, earn rewards. Head to trashy.io to get started today.
This is Jacob Emrani. When you need help after an accident, I'm here for you.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob.
When something happens in the KFI studios, check it out on our socials at KFI AM 640 before somebody makes us take it down.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. We're on from 3 to 6. After 6, the podcast. You could listen to what you missed. We are live on YouTube right now, and we're gonna get completely into this New York Post story or California Post story, page 6. We had Joey Tuccio on, and they're still torturing puppies on Skid Row. Karen Bass hasn't stopped it. She's got this wacky deputy mayor named Jackie Hamilton, who's got a Yale law degree, and she shows up and plays stupid to Joey Tuccio. Joey runs this nonprofit, starts with onetoday.com, and he's trying to save these dogs. And I'm telling you, you've got to bombard these people. Andrew Mathis is the LAPD lieutenant who does nothing. He's been called. We've got Jackie Hamilton, and we've got the queen mother of psychotic ineptitude. That would be Karen Bass. Let me read you this story. Tatiana Siegel wrote it in the Post. Over the past few weeks, an animal welfare crisis in the heart of Skid Row has exploded into a full-blown catastrophe after 4 pugs died and one French bulldog suffered a fentanyl overdose and was left clinging to life. There's now a coalition of Hollywood people, the attorney Marty Singer, actor Ron Perlman, actress Kim Basinger. They've banded together. They're also upset with ramen. The crisis began in late May. Animal rescuers tried to save a litter of pug puppies being illegally bred by a homeless man living in Skid Row. These 2-week-old puppies required bottle feeding every 2 hours to survive because their mother was struck and killed by a car. But the breeder, he's homeless, refused to surrender them. They went to the LAPD Lieutenant Andrew Mathis, who said he'd send in undercover officers. No action was taken for 2 weeks. 2 puppies died from starvation. The final surviving puppy was passed among several Skid Row vagrants before rescuers could get to her. Her name, North Star, rushed to an emergency veterinarian. 48 hours later, she died anyway. Here's another incident, June 16th. A rescuer got a report about a French bulldog who'd been abandoned on the street outside one of these vagrant encampments. Joey Tuccio has another organization, Compton Paw Control, transported the dog to an emergency veterinary hospital. They did toxicology tests. Get this: cocaine, amphetamines, methamphetamine, MDMA, and fentanyl. All those drugs were in this dog named Valor. According to Marty Singer, animals are being tortured on Skid Row. A civilized society cannot allow these horrors to occur. These brutal people need to be prosecuted just like other criminals. Karen Bass refuses to. Andrew Mathis, the lieutenant, refuses to. Nithya Raman refuses. Also part of the group, Jennifer Coolidge, Alicia Silverstone, Singer was brought into the case by his daughter, a board member of I Stand With My Pack Rescue. They're going to file lawsuits. Another animal advocate, Rebecca Corey, has filed a lawsuit against Bass and the city. Corey also is slamming Rahman, who had promised to protect animals, and then she walked out of a city hall session as soon as the topic arose. There's a nonprofit law firm, Advancing Law for Animals, has already filed a federal complaint. Do you see how many lawyers and law firms are involved in this? This is real. When the problem is still persisting, Ron Perlman and his wife, Allison Dunbar, are sounding the alarm. And Perlman says this isn't complicated. If you're the mayor of Los Angeles and animals are dying on your streets while there are systems, funding, and agencies in place to protect them, then you're not doing your job. Meanwhile, independent rescuers are fighting every day to keep these animals alive. At this point, the question is no longer awareness, it's responsibility. Oh, they know. They don't care. They don't care if all these animals are tortured and killed. They don't. Karen Bass and her dopey deputy mayor, Jackie Hamilton, don't care. You can't shame them. Impossible. In the Post story, it says the city and state have plenty of laws that are being ignored. There's illegal breeding, the sale of puppies for money, the drugs. There's no enforcement. This Skid Row breeder has 5 more pugs still in his possession. Pugs are vulnerable to heat, susceptible to breathing difficulties. Summer temperatures are rising. They're going to die. Yellowstone actress, well, it's Dunbar, calls the predicament unacceptable, heartbreaking. The animals are completely dependent on us, and when they're left to starve, suffer, and die, something is deeply broken in Los Angeles. Yes, it is. It's deeply broken. What's fascinating about Bass is she doesn't even fake it. Palisades burned. She barely showed up. She went to Ghana. Boyle Heights is burning. She went to Chicago. She comes back. She tells everybody the air is safe. She really said that. Play that clip again. I want to point out how insane she is.
No, the air is not dangerous.
Yes, the air that we all can see. We can see how toxic the air is. That's what she said.
No, the air is not dangerous.
It's a crazy person. Alicia Silverstone put on Instagram a screenshot of a petition highlighting the issue. Picture of a dog that had its eyes glued shut or gouged out. These dogs on Skid Row are suffering beyond the unthinkable. They need our help. We can't look away. Please sign if you can. Every voice matters. Petition has almost 22,000 signatures. Kim Basinger has been sharing posts on Instagram. Rick Caruso has called what's happening a diabolical mess that is so disgusting, it's difficult to even talk about. All right, well, something's got to happen here. Heads on a stick. Something's got to happen. Now, the homeless are armed, and they're crazed on meth, and they have wild dogs there. I'm sure they've got their share of pit bulls that are that'll rip your throat out. This is what the police is supposed to do. I don't know where's the police chief? Where's Jim McDonald? Where is he? Where is everybody?
Where's PETA? I'm surprised PETA's not down there.
All these animal rescue groups.
Come on, PETA.
You got friends from PETA that contact you all the time.
I know. If you guys are listening, let's figure this out on Skid Row. Let's save all these animals.
I mean, we're going to need the police because they've got the arms, because these vagrants are insane. What a bizarre society we're in.
You drop the dog or we shoot you. That's it. That's what I would say.
Jeez.
Drop the dog or you get shot.
Hey, I'm with you. You are tough.
You know, when we talk about animal abuse,
No, I'm with you. So we are going to follow up on this tomorrow. In normal times, after all the publicity, I think a Channel 5 reporter back in April had done a story on it, and we did something, and the California Post did something, and Bass responds to nothing. I don't know what forces her hand. I don't know. I've never seen this before on animals. I've never seen this, that animals are openly being tortured and there's no response. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour news.
Here is the latest. LA fire officials are hoping to have the Lineage warehouse fire in Boyle Heights out by Friday. Today's show host Savannah Guthrie makes another emotional plea for information about her mother's disappearance. We'll have more at the top of the hour. We're going to go to the 405 next.
AI is getting smarter every day, and so are the hackers using it. They're breaking into systems, your bank account, your retirement, your savings. Now, most of your assets exist as numbers on a screen, and the more digital everything gets, the more exposed you are. And that's why smart investors are turning to Noble Gold Investments to secure physical gold that you could hold in your hand. That's appealing, isn't it? Or in a tax-advantaged retirement account. Protect what you've worked for at noblegoldinvestments.com. Mention my name, John. You'll get a free gold coin with a qualified account. noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
Southland weather from KFI sunny tomorrow, high 70s to the 90s. This report brought to you by CumminsRecall.com. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Stall on the 405 in Culver City.
There we go. That stall on the 405 in Culver City is along the southbound side of Slauson. It's taken out the middle lane, and the drive is slow moving out of West LA, getting away from Olympic. Make that Santa Monica Boulevard as you travel beyond the stall. You still have some heavy traffic all the way to Palo Verde and Long Beach. The drive is also pretty slow moving on that 605 out of Norwalk. This is northbound from the 105 freeway all the way to the 10, and then on approach to the 210 in Irwindale. We're seeing a bit of a backup here from Live Oak Avenue. The Cajon Pass 15 northbound slowing from Glen Helen Parkway all the way to the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
This July 4th, celebrate with America 250 at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum hosted by Queen Latifah. See performances from major artists including Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins, patriotic tributes, and kick off Giving Forth to make it the largest day of giving. And now, listen for the chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to join this landmark celebration. No purchase necessary. For official rules, visit iheart.com/rules.
Attention Ram owners. Complete Recall 67A. Get $500 and a chance to win a getaway to Miami for 2 to see the final race of the season. Plus, meet Brendan Butterbean Queen. Learn more and schedule at CumminsRecall.com.
This report is sponsored by Viome. Swallowing random supplements and hoping for the best? Bold strategy. Viome creates custom supplements based on what your body actually needs. Start with a simple at-home test. Go to Viome.com. Use code radio. That's Viome.com. Use code radio today.
They say time heals all wounds. The accident attorneys at Sweet James know that's only partly true. When you're hurt in an accident, you should know the legal system is rigged. You need someone who knows that system inside and out with the level of experience and care to fight for you when the billion-dollar insurance companies refuse to help. Don't fight alone. Your attorneys at Sweet James will walk beside you and tell your story and make them listen. They deliver results that send the insurance companies a message and help you get the maximum compensation and the justice you deserve. You call 1-800-9-MILLION, 1-800-9-MILLION. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, call your accident attorneys at Sweet James. You pay no costs or fees until they win. They have an office in Los Angeles. The number again is 1-800-9-MILLION, 1-800-9-MILLION, 1-800-900-0000, or go to sweetjames.com.
As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas, it's just a belt.
And nothing we can't fix.
It's going. What's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO.
Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer at participating centers only.
People who know go to AMCO. AA MCO.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Love your legs again. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
What if your next vacation was Hawaii? That's exactly what one lucky Perks Pass community member could win. We're talking airfare and a beautiful Hilton Grand Vacations villa. Enter at perkspass.com. Then, while you're there, help shape what's next by voting for the brands, rewards, and experiences you'd like to see join the Perks Pass community. Perks Pass is a new way to connect with offers, rewards, and surprises from places you already go. No app, no login, no endless searching. Enter to win today at perkspass.com.
You'll learn more before breakfast than most people learn all day. Wake Up Call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Live.
Magical. Just open the free app and search World Cup. Plus, tap the highlights tab to catch up on anything you missed. Lock in your preset now.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. How is this smoke from the Boyle Heights affecting your lungs? We have the best doctor in the world, Dr. Ray Kasheri, coming on at 6 p.m. to tell you how it's affecting you. You got to be here today at 6 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We are on until 6, obviously, but after 6 o'clock is Conway here on KFI. We'll also have the podcast released so you can listen to today's show. And YouTube, our live YouTube turns into recorded YouTube. So whatever you miss, you can catch up later. Let's see, we have, the link, yes, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. You can subscribe and become a member. And we have a special live stream at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Special live stream at 11 a.m. All right. Let's see. Kid Piz is one of our subscribers. And in a super chat, he says, the Dems like Bass, Rahman, and Newsom don't care about victims, especially if they're white. They worship criminals. And, shockingly, they don't even care if it's a cute little puppy either. And I guess that's what's really thrown me. That's something I can't. I'm in shock over. I didn't think anything could shock me, but yeah, that's why Rahman never showed up at the Palisades. Bass holds people in the Palisades in contempt, and unfortunately, the people in the Palisades voted for Bass and Rahman types. I mean, they had Mike Bonin as their council person. This is and now the people in Boyle Heights. I read. What did I read? I had this in front of me. That Karen Bass had most of the Hispanic neighborhoods in the primary election. I think she won like 35 of them. And Pratt and Rahman were in single digits. So there's some strange affinity among the Hispanic voters, the legal ones who are voting. Or who knows? It's like, why Bass? Look, the fire starts in Boyle Heights. I mean, all that area is heavily Hispanic, and she runs to Chicago, comes back, and tells you that the air is safe. There's no danger. She doesn't care if the Hispanic people die in the Boyle Heights area. She doesn't care if the Palisades people die. She doesn't care if the dogs die. What do you think's going on? Honestly, don't know. I mean, aside from the political nonsense, right? I know they're in this hardcore ideological cult. But what do you think is going on when these disasters break out, or it's clear they're going to break out, and she flees? She'll tell you to go breathe the air anyway, while they're busy handing out the gas masks, or the masks and the air purifiers, and then this dog thing. They've taken 2 months of abuse over dead dogs. Who does that? I mean, even if you don't care about the dogs, Why would you want to wake up every morning and get this kind of publicity and get this kind of abuse from people? Why? Why would you want dogs to suffer? Why? What? Somehow, all these homeless people, the drug addicts and the mental patients, became exalted and worshipped. Like it's like, and the thing is, she lets them die too. I should include them, right? She lets them. 2,200 people a year die in the streets. She lets them die. I don't know what to tell you. If people don't start now putting immense pressure on Bass to stop this, to stop the dog slaughter. Hey, here's the story I was looking for. Bass carried far more Latino majority neighborhoods than her rivals. 35 neighborhoods, including Boyle Heights. Ha! Yeah, there you go. You voted for her. What'd she do?
No, the air is not dangerous.
Okay. The fire breaks out on Wednesday. By Friday, she's in Chicago drinking with the Obamas. Those of you in Boyle Heights are breathing the most toxic air imaginable. She comes back and tells you that the air is not dangerous. But you voted for her. She carried Pacoima, South Central, up 46% from 2022. She only won 24 Latino majority neighborhoods 4 years ago. Now it's up to 35. She was up against Caruso and Kevin De Leon. Rahman was a distant second. She won 7 neighborhoods. Pratt won a single neighborhood, Harbor City. And these neighborhoods have some of the worst homeless situations. That some of these neighborhoods have so many zombied out drug addicts and meth addicts and garbage. I mean, these neighborhoods are largely ignored by the city. And they still vote for her. But one Latino organization, the head of it said, Latinos came out for her because she's done a really good job in trying to fight the Trump administration. Oh, when he's deporting illegal alien criminals who are harming the people in these neighborhoods, Bass fought to stop that. No. These killers and rapists, they have to stay. Okay. That's why they have a bond? And you're willing to live in Bass's filth and deal with all the drug zombies that she allows to wander the planet? I all my life I thought I understood human nature up to a point. This is bizarro territory. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Conway's coming in next, and we got Michael Crozier with the news live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI.